We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming's Age of Sigmar Battle Report.
Hello, Wargamers! Fans of Age of Sigmar, welcome to another Battle Report. Today, Josh and I will be playing a 2,000-point game of Maggotkin versus the Kharadron Overlords, where I'm trying out the Maggotkin again, but I'm implementing some of the new additions from the Slave to Darkness book. Now, I know that that book came out a while ago, and I never really put two and two together because I always thought, oh, I could play the Slave to Darkness mortals with Maggotkin, but they were always so bad at the time. But now they're not. Now they're, well, they're not bad. Let's put it that way. So I'm trying out a list with that, using the Glottkin again, and then Josh is here just to defend the lands as the Kharadron Overlords. He's trying out a different Skyport today, and that's pretty much it. Let's go take a look at the armies and the table. We are playing Battle for the Pass as well. Firstly, we'll take a look at my Maggotkin of Nurgle list for today. This one is going to heavily rely around the psychic powers of the Glottkin. Methinks, which, disclaimer, Josh did end up going with the Skyport of anti-magicness. Not that he knew what I was playing or how important the magic was going to be. So if he is able to shut down my magics, I'm curious to see how well the list can play without it, or if the spells are absolutely mandatory to kind of bring my vision to life here. The idea of the list is to buff the crap out of these guys and get them in combat, while my more durable units try and hold down objectives and these guys kind of clean house. Whereas everything else doesn't really hit that hard, they have the staying power to at least linger on objectives. Now I'm running no battalions here. I'm going to have the Glottkin, a Harbinger of Nurgle, and a Chaos Sorcerer Lord as my leaders. I am going to be playing the Blessed Sons from the Wrath of the Everchosen. That's only really going to be relevant for these two models, or three models, and then this squad of 10 Blight Kings. For the ability, on a 2-up when they're killed in close combat, the attacking unit takes a mortal wound in retaliation as they blow up with Nurgle's Gift. And then the rest of the stuff won't get that rule, but I am going to have the command trait. The Harbinger of Nurgle will be my general for today's game because I want the command trait, which is Foul Conqueror. He's allowed to do at the double once per turn for free, which is the automatically running 6 after rolling to see how far you run. He is also going to have the army artifact from the Blessed Sons, which is the Bile Plate relic, I believe. Essentially, it allows him to reroll his save rolls in both shooting and close combat, which is nice because the Sorcerer has Ocular Visions, which chooses a unit, and specifically a Slaves to Darkness unit, so any of these three, and they get to reroll their save rolls as well against shooting or fighting or shooting attacks. They just have that rule built in as long as they have 10 or more models. So probably going to go on these Marauders here, and then going to my battle line, we have Marauders, and we've got Blight Kings, and I believe we got the Chaos Warriors as well. So yeah, minor brain fart. For a while there, I didn't think, or for a second there, I thought they were not battle line. So I'm like, wait a second, I'd split them into 2 squads of 5 because I know they're battle line. But no, all of that's battle line, and then that squad is battle line as well. So we got the Marauders. They have shields and hand weapons. They don't have double weapons, nor do they have flails. I just want the 5-up save on them, if possible. Plus, they're all mostly modeled with that anyway, so I figured I'd go for that. We have 2 squads of Chaos Warriors with their shields and hand weapons as well, with their full commands. We have the Glottkin. He is going to know Blades of Putrefaction as a magical power from the Rotbringer lore. We have the Harbinger with the things I already said, and I guess I could give you one of the spells out of the book, but chances are he's going to be using his built-in spell for the most part, which is Demonic Power. It gives a unit of Slaves to Darkness rerolling hits and wound rolls. Again, it's probably going to go on them. And I think I want to mention too, another reason why I'm bringing the Glottkin is because they have a spell built in called Fleshy Abundance. You choose a unit, a friendly unit, no keywords really needed, within 14 inches, and you give them +1 wound. Now, that's okay on Blight Kings, but on Marauders with 2 wounds each, that's a pretty big deal. Or even Chaos Warriors with 3 wounds each if I need to put it on them. That can help out quite a bit. And that's why I'm curious if it's going to matter all that much or not, if I get the power off or not. It makes them incredibly durable, especially paired with his command ability, which will give all Nurgle mortals, which is everything in this list, a 5-up to ignore wounds or mortal wounds. So these guys with 2 wounds each, ignoring wounds or mortal wounds, paying their cheap points for them, and their hitting power built in, especially with Blades of Putrefaction, could be a lot of synergy there. We'll see though, it does heavily rely on the magic working from Ithrak there, who is riding atop the Glottkin, and of course our little Chaos Sorcerer Lord there. And lastly, I had the points for it, and I really do like the utility it brings. I got Gut Rot Spume. the master of the slime fleet. He's going to crash his boat into the side of this estate we're playing at, and he's going to bring 10 Blight Kings with him. And that is my list. The Maggotkin and Nurgle. No real battalions. I might look into a way to make this into battalions if I could. I don't know if I can though, because I know the Blight Sys requires 3 squads of them, and I'm like incredibly stretched on points already, as you can probably already tell. These guys don't work so well in just 10-man squads, because to reroll all save rolls, you need to have at least 10, so the second you lose 1, you lose that ability. So you kind of want to go for 15, I think. And then these guys are just awesome in a horde, like outstanding, especially when buffs are thrown on them. Anyways, I'm done talking about my Maggotkin list. We're going to go take a look at the Kharadron Overlords.
And this is my 2,000 points on the nose of Kharadron Overlords. So going over the list, Skyport, I picked Barak-Nar. For the leaders up front there, I have got a ENDRINMASTER with ENDRINHARNESS, and he will be my general, running Champion of Progress and the Aether Quartz Mono Lens. I also have a Navigator with the Voidstone Orb, and then a Chemist with the Aether Charged Rune. For my battle line choices, I've got 2 ARKANAUT Company and then 1 Grunstock Thunderer unit, because in Barak-Nar, Thunderers become a battle line choice.
Are you playing them with the weapons they have right there, or are you...
With the weapons they have there, but don't pay attention to the guys in the back, because they don't have the fumigators, they just have rifles.
Okay, so we got deck sweepers, the grenade launcher, the mortar thing, but those are rifles in the back. Gotcha.
Correct, yeah, because we don't have the rifle models yet.
And the fumigators, I assume, are like a little too close for your comfort?
It's not even so much that, it's just that they're...
Or are they just straight up bad? I don't know.
They're not terrible, but there's no way for... They're meant to be run... Like, our collection was meant to be run in units of 5.
Right.
Because I don't have one guy with a rifle, so I don't want to have 2 fumigators, but be like, this one fumigator's not a fumigator, it's a rifle.
Gotcha.
But the other 2 fumigators are fumigators.
All right.
So just to try to keep it less confusing, even though I made it more confusing. The rest of the list, you got 2 Grunstock gun haulers there. One with a sky cannon, and then the other with the drill cannon and the Det Settler Spar Torpedo.
What is a Det Settler Spar Torpedo, my man?
The first time I charge you on a 2-up, I do D6 mortal wounds.
That thing. Okay, got you. Is that on the drill guy? Or...
That's on the drill cannon.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Which is on the left here.
I've also got an ARKANAUT frigate with a heavy sky cannon and malefic sky mines. Even though I guess the sky mines won't do anything against you, but oh well.
Oh, that's against flyers?
That's only against fly.
Right.
I've also got a ARKANAUT Ironclad with a great sky cannon.
Don't leave home without it.
Which has the great Endrin the last word.
It just pretty much gets to do 1 shot as I charge in.
Exactly, yeah. Well, it gets to fire the weapon once.
Yeah, which
no
is
penalty.
like a ridiculous weapon.
And then as far as battalions go, I have the Iron Sky Command, which is everybody close to the Ironclad there. And then the Grunstock Escort Wing, which is everybody close to the frigate.
Oh, 2 battalions.
2 battalions. It's a 3-drop list because the ARKANAUT Company in the middle aren't a part of any battalion.
Well, you definitely beat the pants off me. I got like 18 drops. What do you got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I got like 8, 9 drops. Today, Josh and I are playing a classic, Battle for the Pass out of General's Handbook 2020. And each player's territory will be along the short table edges, and we are deploying 24 inches apart from one another, with that all being no man's land, no territory there whatsoever. Don't think too much has changed here, folks. It is going to last for 5 battle rounds. There are 4 objectives, 1 in each player's territory. For these 4 objectives, if you control the 1 in your territory at the end of your turn, you gain 1 victory point. If you control either 1, or for each one you control no man's land, you get 2 victory points. And lastly, if you control the 1 in your opponent's territory, that will be worth 4 victory points. Whoever has the most at the end of 5 turns will win, or failing that, whoever achieves the most auxiliary objectives will win a minor victory. Thanks for checking out this video, everyone. In the vault, paired with it, Josh and I are going to be playing a 2,000 point game of Ogres to go up against the Bone Reapers. As you can probably tell, Josh is playing the Underguts, and I will be doing a different take on my Mortis Praetorian list that I played a couple of weeks ago, trying to protect Catacross. If you're not a Vault member and want to check this game out, click on the link down below to get a 7-day free trial. Enjoy the video. Alright, so here we have the table for the game between Josh and I. We got a little narrative for it as we're setting it up. He's kind of throwing me terrain, and I'm like, oh geez, this wasn't what I imagined whatsoever. But then it started working, and I liked it. So what we have here is an estate of a wealthy individual.
Yes.
Who unfortunately owes some money to the Kharadron Overlords. This is why they're here.
Okay, so We're going to get deep into the lore here, because this looks a lot like what kind of a tower?
This looks like a wizard tower, right? But Josh and I are under the impression that this certain individual only built the wizard tower to make people think that he had a wizard.
Right.
And it's very expensive.
But he, indeed, yes. So he wanted to try to, flex a little bit, but doesn't have a real wizard. So he went and he spent all this money
That he borrowed
from the Kharadron
from
Overlords.
you. Right.
So as, the Nurgle hordes move through this area, the Kharadron go, whoa, 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 wait a second.
Yeah.
He owes us money first.
You can't kill him. He has to pay
Until
us
he pays us back.
So naturally, they're here to protect him. They caught wind of the brothers Glott and the Blessed Sons rampaging their way through this area, and then they decided to maybe step in, not for the greater good of the realm, but for the greater good of their purses.
Well, which is for the greater good of the realm in the long run, right?
Exactly. So that's what we have going on in today's Battle for the Past. Now, some of the terrain we have here, all of the buildings that are painted similar. So we've got like a nice little alchemy hut over here. At least that's what I like to imagine it is. And this burnt up, ruined building, the wizard tower. This is all from Tabletop World. We have some green leaf terrain trees. And then on top of the citadel, the old school citadel woods, citadel walls, more Tabletop World, and the mat itself is from Urban Mats, and then these trees over here are from Foreground. If you're curious to check any of that stuff out, and if you're a Silver Vault member, go to the Vault section. We have some discount codes for some terrain companies you might not have known about. And now I gotta put down a Feculent Gnarlmaw. That's before we decide territories. I'm probably gonna put it like right here or like over there. Doesn't really matter, it's gonna go in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Feculent Gnarlmaw on this side of the wizard tower. Not knowing where my territory is, so we're gonna go ahead and roll off and figure that out now. You know what? Before that, I have to roll my Cycle of Corruption, which is another allegiance ability I have for Nurgle. I have a cycle, which I guess I'll show you now. Bam, there it is right there. We're starting on Noxious Revulsion, and every battle round, it ticks up. But I have a spell called Foul Regenesis that lets me pick where I want it to go. But I'm okay with Noxious Revulsion for the first battle round. Now we can roll off for picking sides. So I got 6, not so bad.
I got a 5.
I think I'm gonna pick this side.
Ooh.
I'll be deploying over here. That way I can just run towards the tree and use the tree to get around. Well, deployment is complete. I'll go over my stuff first. Warriors on my left flank, as you'll see me recording for the most part. Warriors right in the middle, and then Marauders kind of in the trees, supported by the Sorcerer Lord over there, and then the Harbinger, my general, right there. And then we got the Glottkin on my far right flank. And then across, what do we have?
Okay, so we've got the Ironclad, full of my 3 characters and an Arkanaught company. And then the little Endrin boys hanging out there. We've got my 2 gun haulers, Arkanaught company, and then a frigate full of Thunderers.
All right, so that's Josh's deployment. I also forgot to mention Gutrot Spume and his 10 Blight Kings are hiding off, ready to show up on any of the 4 table edges, wholly within 6 of each other, and more than 9 away from enemies when they do, and if they do decide to show up. Well, my friend, all the power goes to you. Who's going first?
There's a big part of me that wants to do kind of like an alpha strike, but I don't think it's worth the chance of me getting double turned.
Or pretty much like guaranteed charge if you don't kill stuff.
Yeah. So you know what? I think I will concede the turn to you, my friend.
There's also the argument I'll get a lot of my buffs off if I get to go first.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that, and I will just shoot the thing that you didn't buff.
Fair. Done. Okay.
Big brain maneuver.
So we are gonna go ahead and have Maggotkin turn 1. Oh, before that, you were supposed to roll for your command points, I believe you said.
Yeah.
Barak something.
Because everything sounds made up in this game.
Everything definitely sounds made up for these guys.
So, we are scholars and commanders. So at the start of the first battle round, roll a dice for each friendly Barak-Nar hero on the battlefield, including any that are part of a garrison. On a 4-up, I get an extra command point.
Okay. So you gain 2 more. So that's, so you couldn't see that one too well. That was 2 4-ups there.
Yeah.
Now, Josh is going to go up to 4 command points because he's got 2 battalions. And I forgot to mention during the army showcase that I bought a command point because this is a command point hungry army. So I'm actually at 1. But I'm going to go to 2 at the start of my battle, or at the start of my turn here. Right, so I'm going to gain my command point. I'm going to go up to 2. I am not going to use the Glottkin's command ability. We're just going to carry them into battle. Now, I am going to use Morbid Vigor as a command ability from the Harbinger of Nurgle here. Harbinger of Decay, actually, I believe. The Harbinger, regardless. And that's going to give a 5 up to ignore damage to all Nurgle mortals within 7 inches until my next hero phase. That's going to bring me down to 1 command point. And I am then going to go ahead and cast... Oh, I'm going to use Ocular Visions from this guy here. I get to pick a Slaves to Darkness unit within, I'm going to say 12 inches. Not that it's going to matter too much. And they get to reroll save rolls for attacks that target them until my next hero phase. That's going to go on the Marauders. So they only have a 5-up save, but they could reroll it. Or they can reroll it. These guys already have that built in because of their unit size. And then we're going to go ahead and cast, I'll just say Demonic Power on them because, oh, I could, no, they're already rerolling save rolls. I don't have to do Mystic Shield. Interesting. Give me one moment. I forgot to pick a Nurgle Mortal spell from him from the Maggotkin lore. I'm going to go with Cloying Quagmire. It's not going to be relevant right now. It's cast on a 5. I pick an enemy unit within 14 inches, and I roll a d6. If it's, I believe if it's equal to or higher than their save characteristic, they take d6 mortal wounds. But I'm going to use Demonic Power for now on them. That'll let them reroll hit and wound rolls until my next hero phase. I got it with a 7. Now, Josh is not in range to stop these, so they're going to have that buff for now. Because I don't expect them to be charging too much. But if they get charged, boy, are they ready for the fight. And then we're going to have the Glottkin cast. This is going to be kind of important. We're going to say Putrescent Vitality. This goes off on a 7. Oh, yikes, that sucks. That's what I was worried about, kind of relying on that spell. But I want to see what it's like not relying on it. This was the one time I was going to be able to get it off easily enough. Now Josh is going to have those in range for next turn. He can cast 2 spells, though. So the second spell he's going to cast, we'll say Blades of Putrefaction, targeting the Marauders as well. We get that one with an 8. That is going to be every time they roll 6+ to hit, I believe it's hit, they do a mortal wound in addition to their normal damage. Now, because of their unit size, they get +1 to hit, so it's going to work on 5s. That should be it for my hero phase. We're going to go on to the movement phase, and I am going to go ahead and run these Chaos Warriors. They have a musician, so they get +1 to that roll, which should be enough to get them on the objective, which is all I really care about for them. So they go 5 + 2 for 7 inches. You know what? Before I move them, I did forget about my contagion points. I get 4 contagion points because there's no enemies in my territory and I have Nurgle units here. I do not get any for your territory because I don't have any units there, but I do get D3 for the tree. And the tree's going to give me 1. So I go up to 5 contagion points. I would have liked to roll a 3 there to get a second tree on this turn, which would have helped get more contagion points later, but since I didn't, I'll probably conserve it for summoning demons later on in the game. So already pre-measured. These guys are going to move up to about here. We're going to get enough in range to claim the objective as my own. We're then going to go ahead and run the Marauders. See where they end up going. Nice, they got the 6. Didn't need to use the command ability on them. Or the command trait on them. So they go 6 + 1, so they go 13 inches. So already measured, they're going to go 13, just running right up the middle. Again, would have absolutely loved to have Putrescent Vitality on them right now. But you can't always get what you want, so I'm going to hope that these guys can just be okay on their own with a 5-up to ignore damage with the Morbid Vigor right behind them. All right, they surged out of the woods. We are gonna go ahead. I didn't really leave a whole lot of room for the Glottkin there, did I? Nah, that's all right. We're gonna run the Harbinger, see where he goes. He goes 7 + 6, so he goes 13 as well. And with that, you pretty much have fly on everything. We're just gonna put you in that little spot I left open for you, so you can have your aura active. And then the Glottkin, we're gonna run, just for the sake of running. We're not in range to shoot his range attacks, so we're just gonna have you go to right about there. And what else? Leave you flat, there we go. And then we're gonna go with the Sorcerer Lord, running 1. Now he is in range for the Foul Conqueror, so I will, once per turn I get to do at the double for free, so I might as well. Bam! He's gonna go at the double, and he's gonna go ahead and try and get Luka up there as well. Now these guys are just gonna move up a little bit, I think. You know what, they're actually just gonna stay where they are. They're actually gonna back up a little bit. I'm just gonna keep them, because of the fly high ability on the Kharadron Overlords, I might as well just hang out back here. It's a kind of expensive unit to do it with, but whatever, guaranteeing that I kind of protect this point. And these guys are pretty durable, so this should be okay. But I guess what I'll do is I'll leave some of them within 7 inches of the Harbinger for now, so that way they at least have a 5-up to ignore damage if they get attacked. After they move, at the end of my movement phase, Mr. Gutrot Spume and his Blight Kings come crashing into this side of the battlefield, more than 9 inches away from this frigate. I have no shooting to do, so we're going to go right on to charging, which will be these guys. I'll try a charge with Gutrot Spume first. Now, he's probably got like a 10-inch charge because he's got to go up and around the building there. But these guys, they probably only have a 9, maybe even an 8, because they have the Dolorous Toxin there. Let's see what Spume's got. He's got a 7. That's a fail. Not going to use the command point there. And then the Blight Kings themselves. Oh, that's a fail. Do I reroll that? I don't think I can really afford it. I got 2 command points, and honestly, I really need them. But to get this guy, is there anything on it right now?
The Thunderers are there.
The Thunderers are there, eh? Ah, whatever, I'll command point it. That's a 7, that's still a fail. Oh well, I'm down to 1. And after that fail, we're gonna go ahead and score some objectives. I got 2 points for that one, 2 points for that one over there, and then 1 point for the one I hold in my territory, which will give me 5 victory points and leaving me with 1 command point at the end of my turn as we go to the Kharadron Overlords, turn 1, where they have 5 command points.
Hero phase, there's nothing I want to do. So let's just go over to movement where I'm gonna fly boats at you.
Do these guys not have weird like raise flag rules anymore or batten down the hatches?
No, I think, okay, so I didn't know what they were previous, but I assume that stuff that's been built into the Admiral now is command abilities.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because these guys, I'm pretty sure the Ironclad used to be able to raise certain banners and that would give certain bonuses to the other ships, and then they could batten down the hatches, half his movement, but reroll ones to save, and...
Nope, none of that sounds familiar to me.
Right,
all right. That's old stuff.
Yeah, that's the old stuff. So up they go. We got the 1 frigate flying high from where the Blight Kings were to over here, and I want to correct something. I said I had 1 command point left. I actually have 0, because I used Morbid Vigor and a reroll, and I only had 2 on my turn, so I have 0 command points. Yikes. A mistake.
I have 5 and I don't know what to do with them, so.
Yeah, it was a mistake on my end to reroll that. I needed to keep the 1, so I kind of tricked myself. The Ironclad showing up as well.
Yeah, I decided to fly high and bring the little Endrin boys with it. You know what? I'm not a clever or subtle man, Luka.
So just all the ships
yeah,
coming over here?
Everybody's coming over here.
It's going to focus everything on this flank, eh? All right.
That's the idea.
Okie dokie. We got the drill showing up there, and then the sky cannon showing up over here. All surrounding this squad of Chaos Warriors. Hopefully they survive some of these shots. It's going to be a little spooky otherwise.
Squad here's going to go, and we're going to make this super simple. I will not be bothering to shoot with them. They're going to do a little run of 1. But they're basically going to just try to...
keep them all near the objective?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Gotcha. They're going to end right there. And that's going to bring us to the shooting phase, I suspect?
Right, where the escort wing will decide that these guys going to get shot.
All right, now what does that do?
Reroll hit rolls a 1 against them.
Gotcha, okay.
And we're just going to start with the Thunderer shooting at them, so all of the Aether Shot rifles.
Starting with that.
Looking for 3s to hit, re-rolling 1s.
Oh, it's a good thing. There's 4 1s. Okay, not a bad start. Does it help? Yeah, somewhat.
A little bit. 4s to wound.
And that's 2. The Warriors have a 5-up save with the -1, and they get to re-roll because they're unisize. Is that 1 damage?
1 damage. Deck Sweepers now, looking for 4s to hit.
Re-rolling the no 1s in there. Okay.
Then 4s to wound.
Okay, 1.
Not great.
Rend 1.
Rend 1.
5 up. Oh, re-roll. We're not okay. 1 damage or D3?
1 damage.
So that's 2 damage in total.
Let's go the Aether Cannon, hitting on 4s. 1 hit, wounding on 2.
That's a wound.
-2.
-2. Oh, that's a fail.
D3 damage.
I'm gonna knock these poor walls over. 2. That's 4 damage in total.
Then 2 shots with the mortars on 4s.
Reroll.
Reroll. Ah!
It worked.
Wounding on 3s.
Hey!
There's no rend.
No, oh, I make both my
I
saves.
know, that's sad.
That is going to kill 2 Chaos Warriors.
Let's have the Ironclad go. Oof. He's got some good guns. We'll start with the Carbines. These are just hitting on 3s. No reroll help.
Okay, so he's not part of the battalion.
Correct, yeah. And then wounding on 3s.
3s and 3s, very scary. Okay, that helps a little bit on my end. 4 at -1, I assume.
-1, yeah.
-1, so 5 ups. And the reroll helps a little bit.
2 damage apiece.
That's 2 dead warriors so far.
The Torpedoes on 4s.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's all misses.
Then we'll do the Great Sky Cannon.
Just, you're gonna do the 6 shots?
Yeah, we'll do the Shrapnel.
Shrapnel.
3s to hit.
Okay, not a bad start.
And then 3s to wound.
4 wounds. Rend 1 or 2?
Rend 1.
Okay. Okay, so 5 up. Ooh, we make 1, and then the reroll makes 1 more. How much damage?
2 damage apiece.
So that's another, so it kills 4 warriors then. That is going to now take away my reroll, unfortunately. But it helped me save a couple of their lives.
Navigator's gonna shoot with his ranging pistol on 3s. He gets no reroll help. He wounds on 3s. Yeah, -1 rend, 1 damage.
Okay, we take damage. Yeah, I didn't mean to reroll there. That's right, I don't have the reroll anymore. So 1 damage still. Now we're gonna fire the cannon over here.
The gun hauler in the back there, yeah. We're gonna go solid shot. 3s to hit. This is the shell.
Okay, nice.
Exactly what I didn't want to see.
That's a 2. And then the carbines are out of range.
Yes. Let's try the other gun hauler.
Now the carbines on this one are in range still.
They are, yeah. 3s to hit.
Okay.
4s to wound. I need to roll higher. No.
Oh, all right. We have the carbines though.
That's the carbine. I got the
that
drill
was the
cannon
carbine.
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
drill cannon.
It hits.
Nice. It's not the 5 though, which is
I know.
Yeah.
3s to wound.
That's a wound. Rend of 2? Probably.
3.
3? Ah, I don't get a save against that.
Okay, so it's just D3 damage.
And it kills a warrior. Well, it kills 2 actually because 1 was wounded. So we're gonna kill you and you, I suppose. Oh, that's all I'm left with. We have the frigate lastly to shoot at them now.
Yeah, let's go his carbines first.
Alrighty.
3s to hit.
Ooh.
That's better. Good job. 3s to wound. That's worse.
Okay. And that's another 1.
2 damage.
Yeah, yeah. 2 damage will slay you. Scratch that, that's the musician. We might actually need him. We'll take you away.
Let's fire the shell at you, hitting on 3. Why is it a 2 again?
Very nice. Just come fight me. Like a dwarf? I had no follow-up. I still like getting shot. Just come fight me. Okay. Is that it for shooting?
We got the little Endrin boys.
Hey. What do they got? Oh, we got Skyhook on them and the Aethermatic volley gun.
Yeah, so we're Skyhook on a 4.
Nice.
And then a 3.
Okay, it wounds.
-2.
And that is a failed save, so D3 damage.
Just 3 damage.
Oh! Okay, nice. So 3 damage, and we have the volley gun then. So I have 1 guy's dead, but we'll save that guy in the back there, and the guy beside him's got a wound.
Volley gun on 4s. No. 4s to wound.
And 1. 4 up. Dang, you kill that guy too, so it kills 2 more. Well, I'm gonna lose you and the musician now, because I want these 4 guys on the objective, though I suspect they'll be running. With them, that will conclude shooting at my poor Warriors of Chaos. Now, what is the plan?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I want to charge or not.
Ah, I see.
You know what? I will declare the charge with the fellow with the drill cannon.
Little dude here.
The gun hauler there.
Bring it
yeah.
on. 9 inches.
Oh, I think I got something for that.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Yes, my navigator can help read the winds. And that's just 2 friendly sky vessels that I can see,
Okay.
which is kind of cool.
No.
Still pretty bad.
Same roll. But nothing else is going to charge. I do owe you a nasty battle shock check, though. I lost 11 guys. They're pretty much all running. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Bye-bye. As easy. That's like 270 points he just wiped out. Josh is going to score 3 victory points on his turn for controlling that objective and for controlling that objective right there. And now it's a roll-off for the start of the second battle round. Oh, by the way, for Noxious Revulsion, I don't think I said it though, but it's only for in the combat phase, not the shooting phase. Right. That's why Josh wasn't re-rolling any 6s. But my cycle ticks up 1, so I think I have to resolve that now. Or it depends if it's what it says. So it goes to Rampant Disease, but that's not until the start of my hero phase. But it does tick up now. Rolling off. Oh, that's a 1. That's a 4. Would you like to take the early double turn now, or have
I think I will go for the double turn now. I gotta try to cripple you. You're a lot tougher than I thought you were.
Okie dokie. So it's gonna be Kharadron Overlords turn 2.
And in my hero phase, I go up to, I think it's 6 command points now because I didn't use 1 last turn.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, you are at 6 command because you had 4 before the game kind of started.
Yep.
Yeah. So you got 6 command points right now. Is there nothing else in your hero phase to do?
Nothing in the hero phase because I mean it's like healing ships and that kind of thing that I gotta do. So no,
okay.
I'm just going to pick up and move elsewhere.
Ships all flew high.
Yeah, decide to fly high and just kind of get them into position. I want to crumple as many units as I can and try to pull Luka in multiple directions because the idea is Luka doesn't have a ton of mobility.
Nope.
And I thought you'd save Gut Rot and the boys for a little bit later on. It makes sense to try to go for the charge, but yeah, I want to try to pull it so you don't have many units, you can't control objectives, and I'm on either side of the board eventually.
Righto. Well then, let's us the shooting. Oh, these guys. I assume they're just staying still.
They're gonna go for a little jog.
All right. Oh, it's back up.
Yeah, boy. Yep. Okay. Cool. Doesn't matter. I think they're going like to here.
That's where they end up. Now shooting time. Where do we begin? Oh, we have to pick a target.
You do. I'm gonna be eating a lot of my Aether Gold this turn, so I'm not gonna pick them as a target. I'm gonna pick the Marauders as the target.
Marauders it is then. So where do you want to start shooting?
We will have the Thunderers go first.
Are the Thunderers in there?
Thunderers are in there, yeah.
Okay.
And they're gonna put all their shots into these fellas after eating their Aether Gold.
Which will allow them to reroll hit rolls, I assume?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go for. You know what? I'm gonna actually change. Yeah, these guys will be the target.
The reroll hit
silly
rolls
to
of 1.
target there. Yeah, so reroll hit rolls of 1. And for the Thunderers, they will go first, and they're going to call Bloodthirsty to take some shots into the
And
Warriors.
reroll. So the reroll and hit rolls of 1, and all wound rolls now. And that the Aether Gold is a once per game ability each unit in Sky Vessel have. Your bravery is going to go down by 1 for that unit, but that's not going to really affect you. I don't think too much.
Not really, because for the 1 War Scroll Battalion, if I'm wholly within 18 of my Ironclad, I'm immune to Battle Shock anyways.
Well, there you go then.
Starting off with the 10 shots total from the rifles, hitting on 3s. Reroll the 1s.
Right. This kind of looks familiar.
Yeah, just a little bit, eh? Super 4s to wound.
Rerolling the 2 fails because of Bloodthirsty. Didn't help, but 5 wounds. -1, I got a 5-up save, which I can reroll because of my unit size. And then I have a 5-up to shrug off damage. I still take 2.
This will be the deck sweeper now. 4s to hit. No 4s to wound.
Rerolling for Bloodthirsty. A little bit of help. 3. -1, so 5 up again. Oof. The -1 showing big there. Reroll. And a 5-up to ignore. We take 1 damage. We're at 3 damage taken.
The 2 Grundstock mortars on 4s. And then 3s.
Rerollable.
There we go.
Today.
No rend.
No rend. Oh, damn, the reroll fails. How much damage?
D3.
Oh, no. Morbid Vigor. We take 2 damage.
Then my Aether Cannons on 4s.
1 miss.
And then 2s.
And
-2.
-2, so that's a 6-up. Rerollable. We fail, and that's how much damage?
D3.
So 1, which I will shrug off.
Okay.
That's 5 wounding hits. We're going to take 2 from over there, and then you're going to take a wound.
Next up, let's have the Ironclad go, and he will use his share of Aether Gold as well, except for I'm going to reroll hit rolls on him.
Gotcha, okay.
This will be the cannon and the carbines in there together. So 3s to hit.
Rerolling for the Aether Gold. Can't remember what it's called. It's not Bloodthirsty, but the other one. 1 miss.
Well, I hope I roll good wound rolls, and the Aether Gold was smart.
Eh,
Not fantastic.
that's average. Well, that's actually better than average. That's a rend of 1, so I go to a 5-up. With a
Ooh,
lot of
nice.
4s. Not a bad roll. Rerolling still because of my unit size. Helps a wee bit, and that's 2 damage each.
Yes.
So let's roll 8 dice. I got it right here. 5 to ignore. I ignore 3 more. So I kills 1 guy, it kills 2 more. Keep track of the wounds actually, because there's more shots.
Torpedoes on 4s.
And rerollable as well. So 2 misses.
Rerolls say no help.
Oh, no help there.
3s to wound.
Is it rend? Whoa. Okay, nice.
Awful.
No, nice. So that is it for the Ironclad. So you die, and then you 2 die as well. And I have just enough to reroll save still. It's 10 or more.
Nice.
For the Ironclad.
All right, we're going to have the gun hauler with the drill cannon go, and he is going to pop his Aether Gold for reroll hit rolls. Yeah.
Okay.
Starting with the carbines.
Both hit.
And then wounding on 4s for him.
Both wound. Rend of 1? With the
Rend of
carbine?
1.
Oh, double good. Nice.
Drill cannon. There it is.
Ooh.
3 mortal wounds.
So they do ignore mortal wounds on 5s. I guess it doesn't matter. They would have had the Morbid Vigor anyway. So 5 up to ignore the damage. Ooh, that is going to kill 1.5. That's actually it for him. So we're going to move you, and well, just half. So 1 wound on, let's say, this dude here. You know what? No. I'm going to put it on that dude.
And we will pop the Aether Gold on my frigate. And I will take the re-roll wound rolls.
Okay, Bloodthirsty.
Start with the shell because it's not a trap, hitting on 3s. Okay, so it did hit this time. Wounding on 2s.
That's a 3. Rend of...
-2.
We're good.
Oh no. 4 shots with the carbines on 3s. Re-rolling 1s. Because he is part of that War Scroll Battalion. And then wounding on 3s.
And we went Bloodthirsty on him.
Re-rolling fails.
To help both times. That's Rend 1. So I should have a 5-up, which I'll make 2 of. And it's D. How much damage each?
Just 2 damage each.
2 damage each. That's 4 in total. Morbid Vigor. Stops 1 more, so that's 3. Is that it for his shots?
That's it for his shots, yeah.
So it kills you and you. Lastly.
Yeah, we're going to just fire a shell into you.
Okay. Are we doing any rune?
No.
No. 1 hit.
Wounding on 2.
That's a wound. And we don't save, and D6 damage. 5 damage. Very nice. That's only 4 dice, I know. So that's 2 damage so far, so it kills 1.5 of them. We'll keep the musician, I guess we'll use you.
Endrinriggers now, shooting into those warriors. 4 to hit with the Skyhook. Nope.
Oh, and then we have the Aethermatic.
Volley gun on 4s. So we got 3 hits, perfectly average. These are 4s to wound.
1 wound.
-1.
And I fail that. Resilience. Call it resilience, but it's not really. Oh, it's bad for bravery. And that's it for shooting. No charging?
No charging, no.
Right, so this is where my massive misplay might come in. I would have 100% Inspiring Presence them. Hopefully from, like, they would just run to that.
If you had the command point?
If I had, like, I cannot believe I re-rolled that. So I'm Bravery 8 currently, and I lost 10 guys. So 12, I have 1 guy left. Right? Yeah, because the banner makes me 8. So I'm just gonna keep the champion, I suppose. Or do I keep the musician, actually? Because I need him to be fast. No, I'm gonna keep the musician, because I need the +1 to my charge. Or to my run. He's just gonna go run for that objective. And after lighting up my Chaos Warriors to bits and pieces, it'll finally be the Maggotkin turn 2, but you do get another 3 victory points.
Yes.
On your turn, so I'll put you at 6 to my 5. Righto, so start of my turn, Contagion points. I only get 3 for my territory right now because you have stuff there, so I go up to 8. Oh, also at the start of my hero phase, I have to pick Rampant Disease. I had to pick D3 of your units that are near each other. I gotta read it again. It's a weird one. It's D3 enemy units that are all within 12 of each other. So I'm gonna roll it up. I get 3. I'm just gonna pick. Oh, how many wounds do they have each?
I think they're 2.
Okay, well I might pick them. Let's see. I'm gonna pick them assuming that that guy is within range because I'm gonna pick them, the frigate, the the gun hauler, and them. But I gotta double check the ranges. Yeah, no, the gun hauler's a little too far away, so I have to pick the ironclad, these guys here. And unless they're within 12 of each other.
Yeah, these two boats.
That's a little tight though, I think. Yeah, no, they're not. Okay, so it's gonna be frigate, the Endrinriggers, and the gun hauler. Actually, no, sorry, the ironclad. So I'll start with the frigate. We'll take 2 mortal wounds as he starts to corrode away. And then the riggers are going to take 3 mortal wounds.
Ooh.
And then the ironclad will take 1. So I kill 1.5 of them. And then a little bit of damage as they corrode with the blessings of Nurgle. But yeah, back to my contagion points. I get 3 from my territory, and I'm gonna get D3 from the tree. So I go up to 8, 9. Because I don't think, I gotta go measure to see if I'm in Josh's territory with my unit over there. These guys are definitely in Josh's territory, so I get an extra 3 for corrupting this area a wee bit. So Josh forgot about the Arkaнаут company on the Ironclad. I'm more than willing to let him shoot him. It's a massive deal because it is all depending on that guy living or not. So Josh kind of forgot they were there, which is a-okay with.
It's not so much forgot that they were there. I forgot that the range of the weapons.
It's just 1 skyhook, so we'll see what
that's all
that
that would be in range. Yeah. So it's a 4 to hit.
Okay, misses. There we go.
Nice and easy.
Easy peasy. So he's still kicking. I think that's kind of it for the beginning of my hero phase stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and cast some. We're definitely doing Morbid Vigor from this dude here. It's gonna have an aura of, what's it called? 5 up to ignore damage, and then Ocular Visions is gonna go on the squad here as well, so they get to reroll save rolls from the sorcerer. And let's see. I'm very tempted on a couple of things here, on where certain units are going to end up. We're gonna let the spell casting kind of dictate that, though. We're gonna start with Demonic Power from the Chaos Sorcerer there. He gets it with a 7.
7? I will try to unbind.
You might as well, because you have 4. Now, okay, who unbinds and what's going on here?
Okay, so I have all my characters unbind because of the Skyport.
Okay.
And they all get +1 to it because of the Skyport. And then if you could already unbind, you get an additional 1, so that would be the Navigator.
So he gets +2 to his unbind.
No, sorry, like I can do 2 unbinds with him.
Oh, he gets an additional unbind. Gotcha.
Correct, yeah. So I'm just gonna have, I don't know, we'll say that this is the ENDRINMASTER.
So you pretty much, because you're +1, you just need to show what I showed. You do. Okay, so you stop Demonic Power. Is anything in range to stop him, though? The Ironclad and all his crew is in range to stop the Glottkin, so we're gonna have to roll super high and hot. Let's do... I don't know if... Yeah, no, we're gonna do Morbid Vigor. No, sorry, Putrescent Vitality, that's the one. And we got it with an 8, so there's some potential there.
I will pop the Voidstone Orb to just automatically unbind that.
So that is something that the Navigator
It's the artifact that the Navigator's carrying, yeah.
So you're gonna try and deny them that, and then, or no, not try, you are gonna deny them that.
Yeah.
And then his other power will be Blades of Putrefaction. We get that with a 7.
Okay, I'll try to stop it.
You do, exactly, all right. So no, I didn't expect to actually get any of my magic abilities off this game, unfortunately, but we'll try and make it work. And that should conclude my hero phase. So we're gonna go into movement. And we are in it, the points are all that really matter. So we are going, these guys should be able to make that charge after running. We're gonna go ahead and run them 2. We're gonna use our Foul Conqueror to make that a 6 for free. And they're gonna go, boop. It's about a 10-inch charge for them to get in, but they get +1 to their charge, and they always at least roll a 6 on their charge.
Nice.
So they should make that charge. That's where the Marauders end up. Oh, there's 2 more there. Didn't see them, they were tucked away. Up they go. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and run the Blight Kings over here now. They get +1 to this roll, so they get to go 8 inches. That's gonna take these boys over here, leaving my command kind of in the back, my champion over here, which is all right, I suppose. I just typically don't like to have my command in the back where I want to remove them from first. You know. I don't expect to ever catch anything, but I'm gonna make sure I stay on objectives and try not to die. This guy over here, running, an extra 2. He doesn't get any bonuses though. He's just gonna end up right there. I gotta decide what to do with him. We're gonna run him. He gets to go an extra 1, which is okay. I just didn't want to be getting range of these guys. Gonna end there, trying to get Luka on him, trying to keep him around as long as I can because he does provide that very important aura for myself. We're gonna go ahead and run that Chaos Warrior there. He gets +1 to that, so he's gonna go 9 inches towards that objective. I wonder if he can make it. He didn't quite roll high enough to get over there, so we are gonna go ahead and just put him into the cover there, and hopefully that'll keep him a little safe. I can't really hide from shooting attacks. Everything over here has fly, but I can at least get +1 to my save. We're gonna run the Sorcerer, an extra 3. He only really works well with the Slaves to Darkness stuff, but so we'll try and at least move him right there so he's within 6 of the objective. He's gonna try and keep up with him, though it's gonna be incredibly hard. Maybe a double turn will help me get caught up incredibly well. So that's it for all of that movement. I gotta figure out what I wanna do with the Glottkin. He's not gonna be able to catch anything. Let me look at his ranged attack. Maybe that'll help me help influence my decision. Glottkin is gonna move, bam, to right there. To there-ish. Well, might as well run him. I get to go a little bit further if I wanted to. I'm just going to keep him within 7 of Mr. General over there, so he has a 5 up to ignore damage. And that should conclude my movement phase. And now from this tree, we're going to summon 5 Plague Bearers on top of that objective over there to reclaim that in Nurgle's name. Popping up right there. I'll tag this objective for myself again. That's going to bring me down to 5 contagion points. I think the goal of this game is just going to be constantly summoning demons on objectives. That's going to bring us to shooting, which I don't have any. I'm going to go charging with the Marauders. It's a 10-inch charge, but the Musician gives them +1. And I always change the lowest die roll to a 6.
Ooh.
Huh. That was the 1 roll, or a double 1. Interesting. Sorry, a double 2 would also fail. So I'm going to fail. And that is exceptionally bad. I just needed a moment there to recover from my sadness. That was a potential maximum victory points. And then I was lined up to get a double turn to get maximum victory points again. So my turn is over because they failed to charge. And I'm only getting 5 victory points. That's still pretty good, but I could have got 9. And I suppose that'll bring us to the 3rd battle round. Where's my Psycho go to? It's gonna go up to Corrupted Regrowth. All of my units are gonna heal D3 wounds at the start of my hero phase, if it's my turn next. Which is, yeah, all right, that's time to roll off, I suppose. I got up 6. Yep, see, that I would have won the game had I made that charge. I'm not guaranteed, but the math would have been in my favor. That's still really good. I'm gonna take it to get the extra point lead and then just summon more demons on more objectives. But man, I wanted that crushing victory. So Nurgle turn 3. So in my hero phase, things heal, nothing's hurt, so I don't have to worry about that. Corrupted Regrowth is kind of wasted. I am gonna gain 6 more corruption points plus D3. 1, so I'll gain 7 more. I'm back up to 12. We're gonna use Ocular Visions from the Sorcerer on them, so they reroll save rolls. We're gonna use I think I'm gonna use Morbid Vigor on him, because I can't see what else I'll use other than Inspiring Presence on them. I actually might keep it, because I might want them just standing on an objective and then just Inspiring Presence. That might be my goal. So actually, I don't think, but I could Morbid Vigor and run and keep up with them. So yeah, we're gonna do Putrescent Vitality first as a spell. I got it with an 8.
Ooh, okay.
This could be pretty big.
Oh, show me an 8.
No, aha! So they're all gonna have 2 wounds each now, and they're gonna be standing on your objective over here. So I will finish that with Putrescent. No, I'm gonna do. Do I do Foul Regenesis? I'm actually going to try Foul Regenesis. Oh, got it with a 12. You can stop it, though, with the double 6.
Oh, no. It was a good roll, though.
That is the spell that lets me change the cycle. I'm going to go to Fecund Vigor, which will give all my Nurgle units +1 to wound across the board. Which will pretty much only be the combat phase. Sorry, it literally is only the combat phase. And then the Sorcerer will cast Demonic Power on the Marauders, get it with a 10.
I'm not ranged to stop that.
Oh, he's actually too far? Okay. Well,
Yeah, he's too far.
They get to reroll hit and wound rolls then. And then we're definitely going to pop Morbid Vigor on him. Just to, they're going to have Putrescent Vitality and Morbid Vigor. They're going to be able to hold very well. I don't think I'll have to worry about morale on them too bad at all, actually. Movement phase, we're going to run the Glottkin, methinks. We're just going to have him tango over here and maybe smash some stuff up. Maybe kill a boat, if I'm lucky. I'm going to run him 4. Do I make that a 6? I don't think I need the 6 anywhere else. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep the 4. He's gonna move 12. Gonna end there. It's a 6-inch charge for him to make it in. These Plague Bearers are just gonna, I don't know. I don't know. They're just gonna move for the sake of moving, I guess. You know what? Let's run them. Let's get him to that wall there. Yeah. Not gonna really help him too much, but why not?
Looks cool.
Looks cool. They're all still in range of the objective. I get to move the Marauders again. They're gonna run. And they're gonna run an extra 6 actually. So they go 12 inches. Hey! Finally combat on turn 3. Maybe. No, actually they can't possibly fail their charge now. And then I guess we'll run the Sorcerer too. Sorcerer will run an extra 1. Yep, guess he's going 1. He's just gonna hang out there and cultivate the tree. Next we'll run the, what's his name there? The Harbinger of Nurgle. He's gonna run 4? Ooh, I was thinking about making him the auto 6. So let's see where he ends up. So he goes, I believe, 11 with that. You know what? We're gonna use Foul Conqueror on him and make him go 13 inches. And then we're gonna go ahead and run these Blight Kings and Gutrot Spume. They're gonna run +1, so they go 7 inches. And then he's gonna run, I think 7 as well. And up there, gonna get the Morbid Vigor aura and give him Lookuster when they eventually run off. That's it for movement. At the end of it, we're gonna have the Glottkin summon a Feculent Gnarlmaw, pretty much like right there. So he can now charge. We're just gonna summon that Gnarlmaw right there as we further corrupt the battlefield. And that will allow him to now charge because he ran, sorry. And that's gonna bring me down to 5 corruption points because it costs 7. We'll start by charging the Glottkin. He's gonna fail, oh well. At least I know these guys can't fail. I guess he's just gonna stand there and look cool. We're gonna have them charge. They get to go 13 inches. Look at that. There we go. They've all charged. That's actually without piling in, technically, because that's all 13-inch moves. Now, I could have spread, it's like way overkill on the attacks, I think. I just want to make sure they're dead. I probably should have bubbled them out a little bit more to deny flying high, if that does come up. But I'm leaving these 3 guys back there for Morbid Vigor on that guy, helping them out to ignore the damage. That guy over there, oh, he's not actually important at all. But I guess he's, whatever, if he dies, he dies. I don't really care about him. And I guess this right here is the only fight. Because of my unit size, I get +1 to hit and rend 1 on my attacks. So they are all 3s and 4s, rend 1, and that's 37 of them attacking. So that's going to be 75 attacks because of the champion. Hitting on 3s, rerolling because of demonic power. This is the first half. Now, technically, not technically, but if I did Blades of Putrefaction on them, I just want to show the capability of it. Every 5-up is a mortal wound in addition to its normal damage. So imagine this unit throwing 75 dice, rerolling all hit rolls, every 5+ is a mortal wound in addition to its normal damage. And they pretty much get guaranteed charges, minus that embarrassing show earlier. I don't know. I was supposed to reroll those. You know what? I'll do that quickly. So these are 4s to wound, and then these are the hits I was supposed to reroll with demonic power. And that's a few more miss hits in there, and then these wound on 4s as well. And then I got to reroll all this because of demonic power. That was, I'll reroll that too. Can't remember what that was. I don't think it's going to matter too much though. The reroll, we have 10 wounds so far, plus a bunch more. These are all rend 1 because of the Barbarian Horde rule. I got 20 or more models in the unit. And we're just going to go, Josh was, we didn't mention it, but he's popping his Aether Gold to reroll saves. Is it Indomitable? But that's what you're doing.
Indomitable,
yeah. Yeah, you're going to reroll saves, correct? 23, 4-up, 5-up rerollable saves.
You got Rend, my friend. 5 saves before the reroll.
Before the reroll. I think I got him.
I think you did there, bud.
Yeah. That is 5. That's 11 wounds, which will kill off. There's only 10 of them there.
Yep.
They only have 1 wound each, and that's only the first half. But you know what? Save me from rolling another 38 dice, so I'm happy about that. Get out of here, you little dwarves. You were abandoned. Abandoned for nothing. We got a nice ARKANAUT company-sized hole remaining in between all the Marauders. And because the Glottkin failed charge, that's it for my turn. But I am going to be gaining 9 victory points. 4, 8, 9. There we go. And it does put me at 19 points to 6 as we go into the bottom of the 3rd battle round.
All right, so hero phase. Turn what, 3 for the Kharadrons?
Bottom of 3. Bottom of 3.
The Batum.
Bottom of 3 over
Sometimes
here.
you get super Canadian. I noticed the other day when you were talking to your mom on the phone, you got super Canadian sounding, which I thought was very interesting.
It comes out every now and then.
So, now, I never claimed to be good at Age of Sigmar.
Sure.
And I've routinely forgot the basic little command things I can spend my command points on.
Like...
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the core ones?
Yeah.
Like volley fire,
I gotta
all
look
out
it up
defense.
again.
That's, I mean, to be fair, you don't need them because you already, all it does is give you reroll hit rolls and one with ranged weapons. You pretty much already have that.
I know, but I could spread it out all over the place. I think this turn might be the turn that I actually have to do some of that stuff.
Got you. Well, you do have 7 command points to do it with, so...
Okay, so also in the hero phase, this boat heals automatically. So does this one. So I'm just going to mark this as 1 because it's taken 1 wound.
Right, so you're taking 1 damage. This guy goes back up to full, I think?
Yep.
Or did he take 3? No,
He's just taking 1.
Right, because I beat up they took 3. I beat them up a little bit.
Right, like a big silly bully.
Big old bully. I assume they couldn't fail a battle shock with losing 1 guy.
Yeah, so now I have a better idea of what your army does.
You've pretty much seen everything my army does.
So the problem is just the silly summoning here. I need to get rid of that. So, movement. I think we're going to just start with these guys moving out. Will that get them close enough? No.
Oh, you could always run them.
Sad.
Could always run them.
Nope, they're just going to move up.
Okay, you're going to forego a 4-point objective? I mean, you could just put a couple boats on it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Because I only have... I probably should have moved him on in case I failed the charge, but I'm pretty sure he's outside of 6. I do have the 1 Warrior of Chaos, though. A warrior from the frozen north.
We're going to shoot him with a gun.
Yeah, he's probably dead.
I'm going to call a head full on this little skyboat and just basically got to find the perfect position to get him.
What does the head full do?
An extra 6 inches to his movement.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up there getting on the objective. Obviously, I still have 5 models on it, but maybe not for long.
Hopefully. Well, your big scary Glottkin guy there, don't like that.
I don't suspect he'll survive the shooting coming his way. He's, for being a giant Nurgle centerpiece model, doesn't have any durability really built in.
That's so sad.
It is kind of sad, but he's not demonic. He's actually, that's just a big chaos spawn, technically.
Yeah, okay. We're just gonna fly this sky vessel to over here.
Oh boy. And then the Ironclad flies high.
Over to here. I will try to remember to use the better guns of the guys inside this turn, hopefully. Maybe. Over to shooting now. He's going to be the big scary target that's going to get shot a bunch this turn.
So yes, the 1 battalion gets to reroll hit rolls.
The escort wing is going to claim him as the target.
Yeah, Glottkin's probably not going to survive, but he did his job. Not really.
Starting with the rifle shooting at you. These are hitting on 3s or re-rolling 1s.
The Thunderers start this phase off.
Start Tundering. Nope.
Okay.
These are looking for 4s to wound.
5 up save. He takes 0 so far. Okay.
Stop! The deck sweepers, which I realize now I could have rolled in because they get +1 to hit. 3s. Re-rolling 1s. Turns wounding on 4s. Another
5 up. Save 1, fail 2, just 1 damage each.
1 damage each, yeah.
So I've taken 2 so far.
The mortars on 3s. Okay, they hit. Wounding on 3s.
Okay.
Nope. No. Aether
Wow.
cannons
Okay.
on 3s. Thunderers.
Hey, it's okay, they're just battle line.
That's true. They're kind of
He's going to have 16 wounds left. Let's put things into perspective here. This guy should be no problem to kill because Josh had no problem killing the 2 squads of Chaos Warriors who had 30 wounds with a 4-up save re-rollable on most of the first shots. This guy only has a 4-up save with 18 wounds. That is it. And you know what? That squad over there even had disgusting resilience in a way. So I don't suspect him to live through all this, but that was a pretty poor showing for them at first.
Yeah, that was awful. Gonna go for this gun hauler. I will put a solid shot into Mr. Big Guy.
Is he part of that battalion?
He is, but I'm gonna put the rifles into the Chaos Warrior.
Oh, the carbine?
Is that even worth? No, shoot everything at the big guy.
Oh.
That seems smarter.
Bring it on. What are we firing first?
The cannon. Canonin. Reroll ones.
Part of the battalion. Oh
No!
my gosh!
Why?
Okay. Hey, here come the carbines then. 3s and 4s?
3s and 4s, yeah.
Reroll.
Reroll ones. Okay. 4s to wound. There you go.
2. Ren 1. 5s. Okay.
I guess the frigate's gonna put all of his shots into him. Let's see if this works.
We thinking solid cannon?
No, we'll do the D6 shots.
All right, D6 shots.
3. Okay, that's respectable. Hitting on 3s. Reroll ones.
They all hit.
Wounding on 3s.
Is it not 2s? Oh no, you're doing the D6 shots. That's right.
Yep.
AP 1 or Ren 1?
These are Rend 1 indeed.
Oh, I fail all of them anyways.
2 damage piece.
So there we go, down to 10, and we have the carbine.
Frigate carbines, 3s and 3s. Reroll the 1s. Okay, that's better. 2 wounding hits total.
5 ups. Make 1, fail 1. He's down to 8 wounds remaining.
I'm gonna go on to these guys shooting at your Chaos Warrior.
Whoa.
Oh, even though I don't want to.
Well, he's contesting that objective right now.
I know he needs to die. Maybe I should do the. You know what? Ironclad. You know what? Ironclad. Let's just do this.
All right.
I'm gonna put the Great Sky Cannon into him. We're gonna put the. We'll put the torpedoes into him as well, and then the carbine straight ahead.
Okay. Okay. Can he probably not. He's got 8 wounds left.
I'll do the volley fire on this.
Reroll heroes of 1 then.
Yes,
Okay, so
I'm down to 6 command points.
6 command points.
And so the carbine's first on 3s. Okay, well, I had 1 miss. And then looking for 3s to wound those big scary Nurgle boys.
That's 2.
Oof, what is happening?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
My rolls.
The firepower is kind of poo, so they fail both those.
They're 2 damage apiece.
That's 4 damage in total. They are near morbid vigor, so they're going to take 1 damage.
Oof.
I'm going to actually, because I need him near there, and my champion's right in the. You know what? I could have. No, I can't afford to lose a champion, so this guy's going to go down to 3.
Torpedoes into the big fella now on 4s. And then 3s. -1.
5s, fail 1.
So just D3 damage to him.
He takes 1. He's down to 7. He's getting there. We still have the Great Sky Cannon to fire at him yet, which is like 6 automatic hits. Oh no, sorry, 6 shots with the big one if you want to.
3s, rerolling 1s. Why the 2s?
It's only got
3s to wound.
And how much damage are these?
They're 2 damage apiece, -1 rend.
Oh, he's gonna survive. He takes 4 damage. He's got 3 wounds left. Well, he's super crippled though, that's for sure.
Let's do the ENDRINMASTER, and he's gonna do volley fire.
Also known as the idiots on the boat.
Yes, the boat idiots. So the ENDRINMASTER is gonna fire his gaze of grungy at him.
No.
Now, normally it's 9-inch range, but he's got the upgraded one for 18-inch range that I forgot to fire last turn, and hopefully would have killed him anyways. But I'm gonna hit on 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna wound on 2. It's -1 rend.
Only -1?
Only -1.
I'm in cover. Ooh, I fail.
D3 damage.
He's dead, you got him. Very
Huh.
nice.
Huh.
Oh, my warrior of the frozen north.
Moving over to the squad of little Endrin boys, we're gonna go both of the guns into Mr. Glottkin there.
Can they do it? We're doing.
Of course they can. Volley gun, 4s.
You would do the volley gun first. They all hit.
4s to wound.
1 wound. No rend. He is not.
It's
okay.
rend -1.
Oh, it is
Thank
rend
you very
-1.
much.
Okay, so he does go down to 2. I forgot their guns are a little bit better than the ARKANAUT company. Actually, they're a lot better than the ARKANAUT company.
Then the Skyhook on 4s. Needed that to hit.
Yes, you did.
Well, we're gonna go over to this little gun hauler. Drill cannon into your silly guys.
Plague bears. What were the carbines?
Into them as well.
Okay. Hey, 3 more wounds. I'll resolve it afterwards with
Okay,
the
and
resilience.
then the 2 carbines, we're looking for 3s and 4s.
Both hit. And 1 wound. With a rend of 1, if I recall.
Yes.
And that's a fail. How much? His just 1 on his carbine?
Just 1, yeah.
So that's going to be a total of 4 disgusting resilient rolls I got to make here. Let us see.
You have 5 dice.
4. I got 5 dice there, yeah. Resilience! 3 die. We're going to lose the music. You know what? We'll use the plague ridden. Sure. Champion goes down. Nah, we'll lose the magician. I don't really See why we would need a musician. This is my home around here. I don't need to go fast anywhere else. And, oh, actually, I think it makes you reroll Battle Shocks to 1. Or is that 40k? In the end, it doesn't matter.
Now the rest of the brave soldiers on the boat. To volley fire on my ranging pistol.
Okay.
Into these guys.
Down to 5 command points.
3's to hit. It's okay. It's just rerolling 1s didn't work. 3's to wound. Yeah, -1. Rend.
-1. And I fail my save. Damage is
1.
Morbid Vigor. Okay. Is it possible to play Maggotkin without that character? I wonder.
It's okay, we're gonna roll with the punches. The light skyhook. We're gonna call volley fire.
Wow. Oh, it's on the ARKANAUT company.
On the ARKANAUT company. 4 to hit. No, it didn't work. Well, they're Aethermatic volley gun now. 5's to hit. Yeah, reroll the 1. Too bad I didn't hit on 4s. 4's to wound.
This one has no rend, right?
This one is -1 rend, 1 damage.
Oh, they do. Maybe they just gave it a rend. Okay, so I take 1 damage. Maybe I do not.
Boo. Okay, not fantastic. Charge time.
Who's charging?
I don't know yet. The frigate.
All right, I'll have you know that at the beginning of the combat phase, if I roll higher than your bravery on 2 dice, you're -1 to hit. That's it, though. Like, I don't know if you're too concerned about that or not.
No.
Okay, bring it on.
Ah.
You made it.
Oh, actually, that's not a bad charge.
It's an all right charge. Landing there, near the objective.
Let's send in the Thunderers.
Thunderers.
They're known for their close combat prowess.
8-inch charge. Interesting.
Yeah, get them.
In they go.
Sky Dwarves.
And they're also stopping my tree from causing more corruption.
Yeah, I knew that too.
Okay.
Let's send in the gun hauler.
All right, charging on in. He goes, yep, that's a 9er. Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
I got a debt to settle.
Impact hits, that's right.
2 up.
Good enough.
Oh, it worked.
D6 mortal wounds. 6! I'm just gonna roll. So 1's dead. 2's dead. There, you got him. Oh, my summons. Whoops. Bombs?
Bombs over here.
How do these bombs work?
So basically, I got to roll a 4 up to do D3 mortal wounds to you at the start of the combat phase, but I get +1 to this roll because I'm a frigate. That's not damaged.
3 up. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
He's only got 2 wounds left, so on a 3 up, he's dead.
No!
He's got 1 wound left. Okay, and also at the start of the combat phase, seeing if I roll higher than his bravery, I do not. Seeing if I roll higher than their bravery, I do not, so they just hit normally. It's a bad ability, but I figured I'd use it because I have it. All right, we're getting the Thunderers in there. Something tells me, they might be able to pull this off.
Get them, lads.
They might be able to pull this off. Yeah, I think they'll do it. I assume they only have 1-inch reach.
Well, he's got a 3-inch reach with the drill bill.
Oh, with the bird?
The bird! If you've watched my bat reps, you know how much I love birds and what they do. They're always super effective.
Right, vultures and like beast collaborators, all that stuff.
Yeah, well, and like the Kurov's Aquila. 4 to hit with the drill bill. Oh, give him the drill! 4 to wound.
Dang.
Oh, it should have been D3 attacks anyways.
Okay,
So that's 1 of them hit. Okay, so it's 3 attacks. Let's roll the rest of these.
2 more.
On 4s.
1 more hit.
And then does it wound? No.
So you have
1 wounding hit.
Rend 1 or no?
Rend 1.
You got him.
Give him the drill bill!
To be fair, he probably should have died in shooting, but
Yeah, but you got killed by a bird.
that's a little more embarrassing. And then that will be Josh's turn. No morale to speak of. I've invaded that side of the board. You've now invaded my side of the board.
Actually, we 100% just switched sides.
Just swap sides, yeah. So you're going to be gaining 7 victory points. 6. 4 for that and 2 for this one over here. And that is going to put you at 12 victory points. And I go to the burgeoning now. Start my hero phase, I roll for units near terrain pieces. I heal wounds. If I roll 5 or more, you take mortal wounds. If I roll 5 or more.
No!
And rolling off. I went ties. Oh, jeez, this is going to be a wild game.
Would you roll?
I got a 1.
Roll a 1.
2.
Oh! It's my turn.
Nice. So it's going to be Kharadron Overlords. At least I get to keep all my buffs. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. Kharadron Overlords, turn 4. So Josh is going to go back up to 5 command points, and at the start of the hero phase, these guys take a mortal wound on a 4 up because they're near a tree. Oh, they're fine.
Take that stupid tree. And this boat's going to heal himself in the hero phase.
Back up to full.
That's
Nice.
about it. Well, let's send the boat forward.
The idiots on the boat aren't getting out?
Nope.
They don't want to fight Blight Kings, eh?
Nope. The Thunderers are going to get back on that boat.
Alrighty.
Which will then pick up.
Fly high. And it flies behind the Ironclad. There we go. Well, lots of focus on my Blight Kings this turn, I suspect. It makes sense. Better than these guys. So we got a little bit more movement. What's the plan?
I believe these guys are going to move. I think I can still move and then hitch a ride, but let me check. Fly high! You can fit back there. I keep forgetting about how the trees work.
You're going to take mortal wounds near the trees there, fool.
How close do I got to be?
You have to be more than 3 away. But if you're near my trees, I don't get corruption points.
You have your silly corruption points you want. I'm just here for my money.
Okay, then I'll get my corruption points.
You know what? You just fly up to there.
Ooh. After that move, we go into the shooting phase, and they're the target.
They're the enemy of the state today.
All right, we get to reroll hit rolls 1 for the 1 battalion. Where do we start the shooting phase off?
You know what? Let's just start it with my gun hauler. Drill cannon into them.
Oh, well, is the carbine out of range of any? Like,
I'll shoot that guy.
okay, so we'll do the drill cannon first. It hits. That's a 4. Sorry, everyone.
Wounds.
And rend is 2.
3.
3. Oh, no save. How much damage?
I'll check, but I think it's just 3. Turns out the drill cannon has better range than I thought, so I didn't need to move that close. But it's fine. D3. 1 wound.
Morbid vigor. We take a damage.
Carbines into the sorcerer.
Both hit.
Wounding on 4s.
And 1 wound. Not too sure what the sorcerer's save is. Definitely not a 3, so he takes his 1 damage.
Yep.
We got 4 wounds remaining. He had a 4-up save, a 5-up after the modifier. So he's done.
The ARKANAUT company on board will call a volley fire. Well, they won't call it. One of the many characters.
Heroes.
Volley fire. Let's shoot pistols at them. Pistols hitting you on 4s. But they're firing volleys. That didn't work. Use your 4s to wound you. Aha! That's pretty.
4-up saves. We're gonna make 2 of those. Yikes. A morbid vigor though. 5-up to ignore. And we'll make 4 of those instead.
That's incredibly frustrating.
We'll take just the 1 damage. Just gonna bring that one guy down to 1 wound.
Skyhook on 4s.
Reroll. Hit.
Yeah, 3's to wound. No!
Ooh.
Volley gun on 5s. Oh, again,
Okay,
it's
it's not bad.
a
Half
decent
hit.
roll. 4's to wound.
And this does have rend, eh?
Rend 1 damage.
1 save. 1 save.
Volley fire on the boat.
Oh, he doesn't actually get to reroll 1s normally?
No, because he's not part of the thing. The warscroll battalion. But the carbines are going to go here. Everything else is going into that jerk.
Are you tired of him?
I'm tired of him. I had enough of him.
3 command points left after that volley fire.
The Great Sky Cannon first.
-1 to hit, because of Luka, sir.
Looking for 4s, rolling 1s.
Ooh, not a single 3. That's an excellent roll. That's spooky.
Thank you. 3s. Awful.
5-up save. Rerolling for his artifact, the bile plate. Didn't help. Is that 4 damage?
4 damage.
Morbid vigor. He takes 2 damage. He's got 5 wounds left. Boom.
Torpedoes on 5s. Rerolling 1s.
Okay, got a couple hits still. Really good.
3's to wound.
1. And I fail that. So I get to reroll it though. For their artifact, I will make that save. It's a hard army to kill, apparently.
The carbines into your
Light
smelly
kings.
boys.
Big, thick boys.
I reroll the 1. Come on.
1s and 1s, right? And then 4s to wound. Or 3s to wound, actually.
3's to wound, yeah.
It's the better carbines. Okay, well, they have obviously decided it's probably best to engage in hand-to-hand combat. We make our save.
You know what? This boat over here, throw a cannon shot at him.
I forgot all about him.
The carbine's got to go into these guys, though.
Gotcha.
Cannon hitting on 4.
Well, yeah, because look at sir.
No!
Is he, oh.
No, you're not the chosen target.
Right.
I should have, carbines, they hit. 4s to wound. 1 wounding hit.
Wounds. I will fail my save.
Oh, I killed a guy, maybe.
Oh, you did. That guy is now dead. That one guy back there, super dead. I only rerolled my saving throw because I thought you were shooting at him.
I was out of range there.
Yeah, I forgot it was the carbine. But double failed to save, and you know what? I didn't make any of the resiliences anyway, so it's okay.
Let's go over to the frigate, which we'll call a volley fire.
I also forgot about that boat too. Is it everything into them, or are we gonna try and pick on the Harbinger? He's just a lowly he's just here to bring the good word of Nurgle.
You know what?
And point his finger.
I'm not gonna bother to volley fire. I'm just gonna shoot everything into the big jerk squad.
Like
I've given up on trying to kill him.
Thank you.
D6 shots with the sky cannon. 1.
This is
fantastic.
Yep.
Hitting on that.
That hits. Josh is losing his mind a little bit here.
A little bit. Wounding on 3s. Yeah, -1. Go home. Carbines into the smelly boys. Ha! So we got 3 hits so far.
Nice.
And then these are going to wound on 3s.
Rend of 1.
Rend of 1s.
Bam. Make 1. And that's 2 damage each?
2 damage each, yeah.
So they have Morbid Vigor. They're thick, and they take 3 more damage. That almost kills another one. I'm gonna put that on you, because I do have to reposition you guys a wee bit.
All right, I've had enough now. Give him the thunder.
Sorry about that, guys. I just hit the tower. That was funny. Thunderers.
3s to hit, rerolling 1s. Oh, so many 2s.
Story of like that's like turn 1 and 2 were pretty good for you, but now this is the story of your life.
That's 3 wounding hits, 1 rend.
Oh, the 3 didn't wound?
No.
I guess.
Not with the rifles.
We make 1 fail too, and the rifles resilience. I take 1, which does kill that one guy. We'll tally up the wounds at the end though.
The deck sweeper. Ah, rerolling 1s. The 3s don't hit.
Yeah, they don't get the +1 when they're
in the boat. Yeah. 4s to wound. 2 more.
5s. Fail both. 1 damage each. So Morbid Vigor. We take 1 more damage for 2. Tick.
The mortars. Oh, okay. Wounding on 3s. Ah, that's pretty good.
No rend? Oh, we make 1.
D3 damage. Ah, 2.
Morbid Vigor. 1.
Stop.
No, never.
Aether cannons on 4s. Rerolling 1s. No. Wounding on 2s.
Does the emphasis help?
No, it hasn't been.
I fail that as D3 damage.
Yeah, it's D3.
3 and Morbid Vigor. Stops 2. I take 1 more. I'll take that. Kills. They killed 1 Blight King. Look at that. That is going to kill Buddy O front, and then his next guy will take 3 wounds behind him.
Okay, character time. The ENDRINMASTER, shoot at them.
Okay, is he going to volley fire?
No.
All right.
He's going to hit on 3.
Okay.
Okay, wounding on 2.
Nice.
Why?
Nice.
The Aether Chemist, how many shots?
Oh, he's got the weird flamer gun that doesn't automatically hit. But did they hit on? Does they still hit on 4s? 7?
Yeah.
That's grossly below average of 10.
Should have volley fired with him.
Should have volley fired.
4s to hit.
Oh, he still hits on. No, he didn't need it. Look at that.
Ooh, 6s do 10 more wounds each.
With the way they roll the Morbid Vigor,
4s to wound, it wouldn't even matter. 1 wounding hit, -2 rend.
we fail the save, and we fail the Morbid Vigor.
Ha ha!
Killed that 1 Blight King. Before I pull that Blight King, we know he's dead. We're just gonna
The
roll up.
Navigator on
Navigator.
3s. Then 3s.
Okay.
Great.
So now all the characters are dead. The last thing to fire are these guys. And we might as well pull him before we move on to them, though.
Are they any good?
So are these guys out of range to fire?
No, they're definitely in range. So
Okay.
we're gonna go the Skyhook on 4s.
Everything to them?
That didn't work.
They don't get to reroll.
No, they don't.
Okay. And then the Aethermatic Volley Gun.
Yes, 4s.
And again, they can fire through the Overgrown because they have Fly.
Yes. 4s to wound.
That's 2. Rend! 1. Make 1 save. 1 damage, so resilience. Nope, we don't make that. We take 1. I guess we're going to put that on you. Gotta keep this pattern going. No charges, eh?
I don't think it's worth right now. If I had done even average damage to them, then yes. But no.
The Blight King's hold, and that objective is still mine. So at the end of your 4th battle round double turn, you get another 6 victory points. 4 for mine, and then 2 for that. Before we go on to my turn, that is going to put the score 19 to 18. I'm up by 1 point still. So I have to try and wrestle some of these objectives back, and I'll be in a good position. Started my hero phase, I got the burgeoning to do, and I've got to do some corruption stuff. So I get 3 points for having some in your territory. I don't have anything in my territory, so I actually don't get any points for that. But I do have 2 trees that have nothing within 3, no enemy units within 3 of them. So I'm gonna get 3 plus. Is that Boat in your territory? I think he probably is.
I think he is, yeah.
Yeah. So I get 3 plus 4, so I get 7 points. I'm back up to 12. Now for the burgeoning, let's see if that guy heals by being near that tree, which is a train piece. He does. He goes back up to full health.
Boo.
And then he's far enough away from the train. It's only 1 inch. You don't have to worry about it. These guys don't have to worry about it.
You got the. You can take the big boat there.
Oh, big boat maybe. He's fine. And then that should be it for the burgeoning. Here's a hint, guys. It's a really bad cycle to be on. It doesn't really do much. But I do have Virulent Discharge on the Blight Kings. They have a rule. They roll for every friendly unit and every enemy unit, including themselves nearby. And then for every 6, my units heal D3 wounds, enemy units take D3 mortal wounds. So we'll start with the general there. He's within 3 of them. So on a 6, nope, he does not heal, but they themselves heal on a 6. They do not. That should be it for beginning of hero phase stuff. The Sorcerer Lord is going to target himself with Ocular Vision because they're definitely not wholly within 12. And because Demonic Power is too far away, we're going to cast Cloying Quagmire on a 5. We get it with a 10. You might as well try and stop it. That's like
What's it do?
I roll a d6. If I roll higher than his armor save characteristic, he takes d6 mortal wounds.
Oof.
So you don't stop it, and then you're gonna have to roll. You take 4 mortal wounds. That's gonna bring him down to 14, and then we're gonna have Morbid Vigor go off, obviously, as a command ability. So he's gonna have that 7-inch aura of 5 up to shrug off wounds and mortal wounds. And then we're gonna go into the movement phase. For the movement, we're gonna go ahead and run these guys. They're gonna go this +1. Okay, sure, they're 13 inches in this direction. Surging through the woods. We're gonna go ahead and run the Sorcerer as well. An extra 4. Just get him nestled into there. And, yeah, we're gonna move all of that. We're gonna probably we're actually gonna run him. He's okay in combat, but he's better acting as an aura guy. So we're gonna have him run an extra 5. Yeah, I don't need to make that a 6. You know what, I decided we're gonna have him commit, let's see if I can't get that back on him, to the Blight Kings over there, help them out over there. And then we had Gutrot Spew move up and everything as well. Now we're gonna go ahead and summon, and we're gonna have 5 Plague Bearers summon on the objective from the tree. For 7 of my discipline points, which I just got, so I'm back down to 5. 5 Plague Bearers using contagion points, not discipline points, summoning over there near that tree. It's gonna be charging time. We'll start with these guys. They get to go 12-inch charge. And that's their charge. Getting all the guys I could get in range of it. That's without a pile-in. And then the rest kind of just staying in the back, giving him Lookouts there on the Sorcerer, and making it so they kind of deny some maneuverability over here, in a way. Then we're going to have Gutrot Spume charge into the Ironclad. Wow. He's going to roll 7. That should get him in. And then we'll do the Blight Kings. I know we should move them in one at a time, but they also get a 7 because they get +1. And then the Harbinger, who's able to charge because he's near the tree, will roll a 9. That's how they all end up moving in over there. And now you get to choose to fire the last word. Who's it going to be at?
That silly guy on the horse.
Character? My Harbinger?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Get him. Hitting on. You still get the Lookouts there, I assume, right?
I do, yeah.
4s. 3s.
2 wounds.
-1.
1. Fails both the saves, but he's got the Pile Plate. Makes one of the saves, and it's 2 damage. Morbid Vigor stops 1 of the damage. I pretty much always make 1 on 2 dice, which is not the average, obviously. So I think you have to drop bombs now at the beginning of the fight phase.
Beginning of the fight phase, yeah. So we'll just drop the bombs here.
So how does this guy work? He's a little bit bigger.
It's basically going to function on a 2-up.
Okay. That looks like a... Oh, what are you going to pick, by the way?
The stupid horsey boy.
Stupid horsey boy. He takes a mortal wound, maybe. Morbid Vigor. He does not. He is durable today. He decides not to die. The Glottkin, on the other hand, Now he's going to drop bombs.
4-up. Nope.
Oh, no bombs today. I am going to go ahead and opt to fight, I think, with the character first to make room for more Blight Kings getting in. I think I can't go. I already measured a little bit. I can't go much further than that because I remember I couldn't touch the base if I kept it going straight. So he's going to go ahead and swing.
Fine, we're going to go all defense on the boat.
Right, so he gets to reroll his save rolls a 1, which is pretty good. I'm going to attack with my Scythe. I got 3 of those attacks. We hit twice, and we wounded neither times. Then D6 attacks with the Demonic Mount, which is 1, and it hits, followed up by a wound. No rend.
3-up.
You're good.
Again, learning as I go, the Endrinmaster was the one that wanted to call the all-out attack.
Right. For himself or the boat?
For himself.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm swinging in. I'm still going to swing at your
The Harbinger?
horse boy. Yeah. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s.
Rerolling once. It's a good thing you call it all-out attack. Hey! He's got plot armor.
I'm so fussed.
There's not much you can do about it.
No, come on!
Oh, that guy is unstoppable this game. And I'll be honest, it sounds ridiculous. I wouldn't bother targeting him with anything else. I know.
This whole thing, why can't I roll 3-ups?
I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and fight. Well, no, I'm not going to fight with Gutrot Spew. I'll do him after. He's got a rule called Towering Arrogance. He gets to reroll hit rolls 1 against heroes, but he has to attack heroes if they're available to attack. So he'll go ahead and do that when he comes up. I forgot to use his Grasping Pseudopods rule. I was going to do that on the hammer. The hammer did nothing anyway, so I'm not going to bother rolling it. I just forgot about it. On a 4-up.
That's fair.
The way it works is on a 4-up, it can't be used.
Oh, that's cool.
Pile in the Blight Kings. There is the one wounded guy there that could potentially break coherency and make me lose my banner. That'd be awful if that happens. I'm gonna hope that this somehow works out. That doesn't happen. Now, because we have all-out defense on the boat, I'm a little hesitant to attack because I don't have rend. I think I'd rather attack the Arkanaught company inside of it. but they automatically pass. I'm just gonna attack the boat anyways. Keeps it simple, and I don't have to worry about too much else. 3s to hit the boat, and any 6 counts as D6 hits instead. No re-rolling here, so we have 2 6s that are going to be just 1 hit each anyways. And these wound on 3s, and we have 6 saves at no rend.
Boat!
Ooh, maybe no damage. No damage.
Boat!
I didn't really expect to do much.
With that hauler.
Boarding weapons with the hauler.
4s to hit. Yeah, 4s to wound. Ah!
That's a wound. I have a 5-up save. I fail it. I don't have any other saves, so that just kills off that guy. And then back to over there, we have Gut Rot Spume on the bridge staircase there. He has to attack a hero. Oops, sorry about that. And you have 3 heroes on there. You have a Navigator, Endrinmaster, and a Chemist. He's gonna go ahead and attack the Endrinmaster. I hit on 4s because it's -1 hit things in the garrison as we're kind of fighting aboard the boat. I get to reroll 1s. Not that it matters there. And these are 2s to wound. Rend of 1. So counteracts the cover.
Looking for 4-up saves. How much damage is this?
2 apiece. He does 4 damage.
Oh, okay.
Then his Flailing Tentacles, 2 to hit, or is it D3 attacks? It is D3 attacks. So 1 attack, hitting on a 2, wounding on a 4. So he's actually hitting on a 3, so I missed, and I failed to wound anyways. Before we go to the Ironclad, I'm just gonna go ahead and resolve these Marauders attacking this gun hauler. It's gonna be a lot. So there's 30 of them attacking it, so it's gonna be 60 attacks, and the champion is actually too far away to swing after they charged in. So I'm just gonna do this twice. 3s to hit. No re-rolling, and nothing fancy on 6s or anything like that. We've lost the Glottkin. And 4s to wound, with a rend of 1. In the first half, we have 5, 10, 13 wounds. Second volley, 3s to hit, followed by 4s. So on top of the 13, we got another, so 5, 18, 24 wounds in total.
We're gonna see all the 5-up saves. I can roll 5-ups too.
Did he die? How many wounds does it have?
Not that many.
I got him. I jumped on a boat, anchored it down with hooks, and chopped up the crew and destroyed the boat.
That's so sad.
Got him. Well, this is a little, how many, what are these, like one? They're not even that expensive.
I think it's 130.
Okay, it's not bad. Can you do it though?
Nope. Nope.
Assist. Assist. Close. And that is it for that attack. So now we have the rest of the attacks to resolve from the Ironclad attacking the Blight Kings.
7 attacks with the cutters into the Blight Kings on 4s.
Okay.
Good job, boys.
Good job, boys. We have
no wounds. 2 gun butts on 4s. And 5s.
oh, that's a wound. That's a save though.
Pike, 4s.
Okay. Good job, Skypike. Yep.
Aether Chemist, 2 attacks on 4s.
Yeah, this guy's amazing in combat.
4s. Nope.
All right, and then we have the
Navigator. He's hitting you with the Zephyr Scope. 3s.
Okay, we got this.
4s. No.
And then
Fantastic.
what about all the hatches? The
Oh, I get the boarding weapons, yeah.
boarding
8 of them.
weapons with the Ironclad and the crew and all that.
These are 4s and 4s.
Okay. Yeah, these guys aren't great in combat, but he's going to be able to get out of here, I think. 4s. Is that 2 wounding hits?
2.
4s. Morbid Vigor. Yep. 0 damage. That is going to be the end of the combat phase. Because I've attacked with all that stuff. We've attacked over here. No battle shock checks to do at all. And I didn't have one to do last turn either when they were getting shot at. So I am going to take that objective and this objective. I guess I always had that one, but I'm gonna take this one back. That's gonna give me 8 more victory points. I'm gonna make the score 27 to 18 for the Maggotkin. As we move on to the last battle round, I guess I'll see what my cycle is first. The burgeoning becomes the plague of misery. You have to reroll battle shock checks of 1. There we go, that's it.
Okay.
Some of those options aren't as good as the others. There's a 1 again. 6, all right. So, we might as well, like the question is, can you get enough points this turn to tie or win? Let's see what you can pull off.
Hero phase, I get a command point.
Back up to 2. You somehow used all of them. Just kind of all over the place. Yeah.
Poorly, that's how I use them.
Right, just kind of willy-nilly here and there.
We're jumping out of the boat.
Is that the characters in the Arkaнаut company?
Just the characters are getting out.
Just the characters? Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, I guess the boat is damaged. So I heal D3 from the Endrinmaster.
So it's 14 goes up to 15.
And then he heals 1 automatic.
Up to 16. Yeah, I didn't really want to charge the boat. I just figured you... Oh, he's actually going to just move in the movement phase now. I assume I didn't bracket him really at all.
No.
No, he says all his abilities. Yeah, there's like no point in really going for the Ironclad. He's got a 3-up save that can be re-rolled. The guys inside are hard enough to hit, and he just heals a bunch.
Gets himself to right about here. Thunderer's gonna pop out.
What's the frigate gonna do?
Frigate things.
Fly high! Whew. Whoosh. Over here. Threaten these guys. Ending up over here instead, more than 9 away from the Marauders and the Plague Bearers.
This guy is gonna use his go super fast. I can't remember the name of the ability.
It's
the extra 6-inch move.
The extra 6-inch move, yeah. He's just gonna go, where's he going? Back over here? Ooh.
He's gonna end up over here-ish.
With that, and that's the end of the movement phase. So on your phase, oh wait, you could move them if you want to, but they're probably already arranged to shoot, I guess?
Yeah, they're in a decent spot.
Gotcha, okay. So where do you want
Actually, I guess they're... Yeah, they're gonna be fine.
Okay.
Shooting, we're gonna start. He's gonna go nom Aether Gold, because he has not yet.
Who do you want to target for the battalion?
Oh, the battalion ability, that's a good call.
Do you want to pop any volley fires at the start of your shooting phase also? I'll give you time to think about it. You have 2 commands.
No, I'm not gonna pop any volley fires.
Okay.
Yeah, the target for the escort wing will be the squad of...
Blight Kings.
Yes. Yeah, I am going to change it. They will be the target. The Marauders will be the target for the escort wing.
Ooh. And
I will call a volley fire onto the...
Thunderers?
Yes.
All right, so that's 1 command point.
Thunderer's just going to... No. We'll do the Chemist first. We'll fire into your Lord of Jerk on a Horse. How many attacks shall I get? Getting out of the boat was better.
This is 11, not bad.
These are 4s to hit you. Fantastic. 4s to wound you.
2?
Mine's 2.
Oh yeah, Trey's got rend 2. I'm gonna fail both of those, but re-rolling, making 1. And no Morbid Vigor, I'm down to 3.
Just 1. Navigator pistols into him, 3s. Followed by, I guess it was 4 to hit. Failed to wound.
Okay. Yeah, look, that's right.
Let's go the Gaze of Grungy.
1
It
hit.
hits. Wounds on 2s.
That's a wound. Rend of
1.
We make our save. 5 ups all day. The Chemist would have been hitting on 5s as well, but no big deal there.
That's it for the 3 amigos. We're gonna go way over on the other side of the board, and we're just gonna have the frigate shoot at the Marauders, so I feel better.
Everything to them, well, they don't have any buffs right now. They don't have Putrescent Vitality because the Glottkin's dead. They don't have Ocular Visions because, well, they were out of range last turn. So let's see how easy it's gonna be very easy to kill these guys at this point.
Ice carbines on 3s. Okay.
Okay, they all hit.
3s to wound. There we go.
Yeah, that's the typical. And we fail our save because they only have a 5 up.
2 damage.
Oh, 2 damage.
Shrapnel shot. How many shots?
It's gonna be 3.
And these are 3s. If you're the target.
That's right, they are the target.
And then 3s to wound.
With a rend of 1.
Rend of 1, 2 damage.
So 6 ups. Make 1, that's 4 dead. We'll lose you 4, I suppose.
Continuing over, we're going to do the Ironclad, but we're going to shoot the guys inside first.
Oh, the Arkanauts company?
Yes.
Are they firing into Marauders, everything?
They're going to fire everything, and they are going to eat their Aether Gold to get themselves reroll hit rolls.
Okay.
Volley gun on 5s.
Rerolling everything because of the Aether Gold.
Yummy, yummy Aether Gold.
1
Gives me an
more
extra hit. And then wounding on 4s.
That's 1 with a rend of 1. So I fail that. That guy's gonna die anyways. We'll pull him.
Skyhook, 4s. 4s. No.
Right, the reroll.
Pistols, 4s to hit. With a 4s to wound you.
3!
Very.
They do get their shields for this one. So that's 3 more dead. I guess we'll pull from over here now. 1, 2, yeah, 3. You got to go around the sea.
I'm gonna fire the Ironclad into you now. Let's
Everything?
go shrapnel shot. Yeah, let's go everything into them.
All right,
Let's just try to get them dead. I'm just gonna feel better about this.
Well, they're gonna take a pretty nasty bravery check here at the end of this turn, so for sure.
Yeah. So this is the cannon plus the carbines all thrown in together.
Gotcha.
Looking for 3s. And then 3s.
Okay, that's not bad. That's 6 wounds at rend 2.
Rend 1.
Rend 1, sorry. And that's going to be 6 ups. I will make 1, and I 10 die. Oh, that's a pretty big hit. So we'll say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 die.
Torpedoes, 4s. 3s. Very good.
He is now done.
Let's go over to the little gun hauler. I think what I'm going to do is put the carbines and the cannon into the unit of plague bearers.
Gotcha.
So we'll start with the cannon, D6 shots.
5 shots with the shrapnel, not bad. These are hitting on
Threes.
yeah.
Then 3s to wound you.
3. Rend 1. 5, 6 ups. I mean, oh, if only they were invulnerable, like 40k. And then that's 1 damage each.
2 damage each, then the cannon.
I'm gonna roll this twice. So that's 2 disgusting resilience, 4 disgusting resilient rolls. So I only lose 2. I will lose you. I will lose you.
Carbines, 3s. Good job.
Good job, boat. You can still do it. D3 mortal wounds. But you know, we got that disgusting, that unstoppable roll to get through. Good old Nurgle.
Well, let's go for these little sky boys. Shoot the Harbinger, the Endrin riggers.
Yeah, with the light skyhook and the Aethermatic volley gun.
So skyhook first on 4s. It would have been 5s, but I missed anyways.
Right, didn't look at sir. And then 6 shots with the volley gun. Okay, 3
hits, 4s to wound.
That is 3 wounds at Rend 1. I'm gonna have 5 up saves, but I got the Bile Plate, which will fail both those, and Morbid Vigor. He takes 2, he's got 1 wound left.
Don't do this to me.
That leaves just the Thunderers left, and unfortunately Morbid Vigor is still active.
That's so disappointing. Well, being the king of bad decisions, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the rifles at the Harbinger and everything else at the unit. Hitting your character with the rifles on 4s now, rerolling 1s.
Yeah, because we volley fired earlier. No 1s though. In fact, the Luka sir stopped 3 hits. Yikes. I tell you, there's something up with this guy this game.
4s. 2 wounding hits.
Often he just keels over and dies.
Rend 1.
Oh, hey, could be it. 5 up. Oh, he makes 1. And Morbid Vigor. Oh, you got him. There we go. So I'll remove him once we finish resolving the rest of the Thunderer shots.
So sad. Deck sweepers on 3s.
Nice.
4s to wound you. There we
2.
go.
There it is. That's, yep. And Rend of 1, no reroll, 1 damage. So I still have Morbid Vigor up. We're okay.
Mortars on 4s. Okay. And then wounding you on 3.
With a Rend of 1, if I
No
recall.
rend.
No Rend? Okay, we make the save anyways.
Aether cannons, 4s.
1 hit.
And then 2s.
That is a wound.
-2.
That is a fail save.
D3.
That is 3 damage. We have Morbid Vigor up. Stops 1, so we still have 2. We take 2. The guy's got 1 wound left. Morbid Vigor is now gone for good, and this guy does take 2 damage, bringing him down to 1. So that's dangerous for coherency.
And let's declare the charges. Skyboat. Gun hauler. Go.
5 is good enough. This guy over here?
Yeah. Get him. Frigate.
No.
No.
No. Ironclad?
The Ironclad.
Ironclad. No.
4 and it's not enough. He might have a thing for that.
Oh, something about Navigator rerolling? Yeah. Yeah, the Navigator lets him reroll things he can see, so...
Which just seems crazy.
Well, I mean, they're boats, they're not good in combat, but I mean, there's things you can do with that, which is nice. Like, just getting them around.
So yeah, we'll reroll. We're over here, so we'll reroll that right now.
That is a 7? That's probably a fail, because you have to go... It definitely looks like a 9. Yeah, there's probably about a 9er there. Oh, but you can go that way. That's true. Hey. Vengeance on Blight Kings.
I'm gonna just move the wound over to here for you.
By all means. Then we can re-roll this guy's charge.
It's gonna be a monster roll to even be.
Yeah, because I had to pull a couple guys. Yeah, 7.
Seven's not enough.
Okay, well that is it for those charges, but we still have, I assume the characters and the Thunderers want to try and charge?
You know it, buddy. We're gonna start with the Aether Chemist.
Okay.
Go get them with chemistry.
3?
Why are you so bad?
Well, he's only got 2 attacks.
Command point reroll.
All right, that's your last one.
Ah!
There we go, 11. He gets way in there.
Get him. Let's send in the ENDRINMASTER.
7?
Go crump some
Some boys. It's hard to see with the boat.
Come on through to this side,
Give me a better perspective.
Let's go with send the chemist in, or the navigator. No, he's tired.
What about the Thunderers? Do they want to try?
Sure.
10? Yes.
Charging in all bloodthirsty.
Yeah. Is that it for charging?
I think so.
All right, so start of the combat phase, I have to do the gut rot spume thing. He's gonna pick the chemist who can't attack with his weapon on a 4-up with his grasping pseudopods. Yeah, you're fine. You're good to go. Bomb dropping time.
Here, 4-up. No!
That sucks. Okay, that's not good.
Over here, looking for a
Two up.
onto your unit.
Hey, D3 mortal wounds on him, and no morbid vigor. That's just 2 damage. You got him. Guaranteed damage is very nice to have now. It was 2. Was that 2 or 3 damage? I think it was 2.
Just 2.
So that means we're gonna have. Well, because you're separated, you're gonna die anyway. So you might as well take some of the damages. Yeah, no, you're gonna be separated.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna pop the Aether Gold on my ENDRINMASTER to reroll wound rolls.
Wound rolls.
Wound rolls, indeed.
Wound rolls. Easy fighting now.
Yes, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s.
6s are good. Naturally. That's why
Yep.
you're re-rolling. Oh, he said wound rolls.
Yep, he's got his once per game rune that I can just change a die roll to whatever I want, and it's a 6.
That sounds made
It's
up.
3 mortal wounds.
That's a new rule he definitely just got in this book. 3 mortal wounds? Well, there's not much I can do about that. And then, well, that's a hit though, right? So we gotta receive that wounds.
Yeah, I think this wound's on 2s.
Indeed.
It does.
So why wouldn't you do reroll hit rolls on him for his Aether Gold?
Because I was pretending like I was gonna roll hits for once.
Alright, so I have a save, which I will fail. And how much is that? Flat 3 damage?
I had no idea. D3.
So 6. So you do kill him, and I'm gonna put 3 wounds on this guy, bringing him down to 1. Not bad, buddy. I will retaliate with Blight Kings. I'll have you pile in and around. We'll get you in there, and I think you're stuck out, buddy. Tough luck, my man. We have 4 of them attacking. 3 of them attacking Thunderers, 1 of them is going to attack the Chemist. It's going to be hitting on 4s because of the Chemist. So hitting on 4s. The 6s are nice and luckily unmodified now, so they count as D6 hits per. That's going to be 1 hit, but then an extra 4 from that. And 3's to wound with no rend. 4 wounds.
To my Thunderers, is there rend?
Nope. 1 damage?
Yes.
I kill 1 Thunderer.
There are 2 wounds, sir.
Ooh, thick boys. And then the one guy that has to attack the Chemist, hitting on 4s. Both hit, or 2 hits, and 2 wounds, no rend.
Chemist should be on 4 ups. He's fine.
Alright, he's okay. And then you get to resolve whichever else you want to attack with.
Yep.
Chemist will eat his gold, then reroll hits or wounds.
Hits. He hits on 4s.
Reroll.
Ho ho! Feel foolish now, mortal. Forced to wound. There we go.
Yep, there it is. I guess I'll go with Gut Rot Spume. He has to attack the Chemist because of towering arrogance. -1 to hit. So I believe back to 4s, rerolling 1s because I'm hitting a hero. We have a hit, 2 to wound. No wound. All right, he's done. Oh, he's got his little pods as well. D3 attacks, hitting on 3s, and because of the -1, 4s, 1 wound, no rend.
I think it's just 4 up.
Yeah,
It's fine.
you're good. You're good. Boat.
Boat time! Bodie McBoatface is gonna just go over to here. 8 boarding weapons on 4s. Perfectly average rolls. 4s.
Nice.
There we go.
Love to see it. 4 up save. I should make 1 fail one. Oh, nice. Nice.
You hate to see it.
Hate
nice.
to see it. I'm gonna opt just to not swing with him. I don't want to roll the dice. It's okay. Just finish the rest of your
Cool.
attacks.
I'll do
by
that
all
over
means.
here. 4s.
Nice.
And then 4s.
Oh, you're gonna get him. I got 5 up saves. Oh, resilience. They're a-okay. I do lose 1 though. I'm gonna lose regular Plague Bearer.
5 thunders swinging into those big silly plaguey boys.
Like Kings.
I think I hit him. 4s to wound. 1 wounding hit.
Okay, that's a 4 up save. That's a dead Blade King.
Oh,
They're just, without morbid vigor, they fall en masse.
the drill bell.
Oh, I have the bird. D3 attacks.
He doesn't even have a range on anybody.
Wait, where is
good.
he?
He's way back there. I thought he was further
Oh, he
forward.
could attack Gut Rot Spume.
Sure. 3 attacks. I think these are 4s and 4s.
With a rend, maybe?
Ren -1.
We are not okay. We take a damage on Gut Rot. Oh, at least I don't. Yeah, I would take a damage on Gut Rot.
I guess there's 2 guys swinging into gut rot. They missed.
Alrighty. That is it for my attacks. That is it for Josh's attacks. We're going to go into the Battle Shock phase where I did lose, I think, like 2 or 3 Blight Kings. They're okay, though. They're Bravery 8 base. The banner did make them Bravery 9. The Marauders, though, on the other side. I lost 20 Marauders this turn. I lost 1 last turn to something. I'm not too sure what. I lost 21 in total.
I think maybe the boarding weapon got 1.
It did. That's correct. So I lost 21 in total. I didn't roll. No, I didn't roll last time because I couldn't have failed when I lost the 1. So 20 this turn. Bravery currently 6 because I have more than 10, but I don't have 20. So, bam. So I rolled a 25, I'm losing 19. They're all gone. They're like exactly gone. If I rolled a 4, I would have kept one guy. So goodbye, all of you sweet, sweet, beautiful marauders. They're all gone. Bye, bye. Yeah, they're off to a better place. Back to their families, maybe. Surely nothing awful happens to them.
To a farm upstate.
Yeah. And for scoring, you get... Oh, you know what? I do owe you a battle shock over there on them. Give me a 1. Nope, 3. I lost 3. I lost 3. Yeah, they're good. They're bravery 7. So that means you get 4 points. Probably 6 points, actually.
Yeah,
so
I think I should control this one.
Yeah, you've definitely got that one.
I actually, yeah, do.
So that means on my turn, so the score is 27-21 for the Maggotkin. My turn, super easy. I do my hero face stuff, maybe heal, maybe do damage, not super important. These guys are just gonna fall back outside of 3. They're gonna laugh and smile as they see the corruption overtake the lands and the estate. The Blight Kings give you a frustrating smile as they know that they've accomplished their job. I guess they would run too. Not too concerned about it though. Ooh, falling back. The objective's still yours over here. And then that sorcerer just runs to that objective and makes it mine again. And then I end my turn and I get 6 more points. That's it. Huzzah! Look at that. Big win for Maggotkin. I feel like I killed like nothing in your army. I killed 10 Arkanauts in a boat.
Yeah, you killed like a solid 200 points worth of models. You probably killed maybe 250 points.
Yeah.
No, probably less than that.
Oh, not even 25%, eh?
No. I think this might be the story for them until I learn to play them better. Because, oh boy, do I play Age of Sigmar like I play a 40k.
Just try and shoot stuff.
Where it's like, I'm going to spend the first 2 to 3 turns killing, and then I'll try to make up some points.
Right.
But that doesn't work in this game.
No, because yeah.
I thought I was being a little bit more clever, but I mean, it didn't go bad. I think I got to stop being worried about taking casualties.
Right.
I don't know, my stuff doesn't die.
Well, I honestly only charged the boat just for the kind of fun factor charging. I knew I was never going to kill it. The Blight Kings don't have any hitting power unless you have the Blight Cyst, which I'm going to try and figure out I don't know if I'd be able to fit that in this list, because honestly, I really like the Chaos Warriors, even though Josh completely annihilated them in the first battle round and then the second battle round, which is fine. I mean, they're literally there to take punishment. That is their whole purpose in this list.
See, so here's my back and forth. Is that... So I'm playing and I'm learning, and I'm having a lot of fun, but I'm not necessarily playing in the best way to win.
Right.
And I think that I'm going to guess the viewers care about who wins and loses more than I do.
Might be for Kharadron Overlords, it's a weird one because they are so fragile outside of their boats.
They really start to be pretty fragile. Yeah.
Right, so the second they step out of their boat, you lose a lot. Like the Thunderers, if I get, say the Thunderers disembarked like over here, well, it would have helped if the Glottkin made a charge. But regardless,
it's true.
Like if they disembark over there, they're too slow to really move around. So I think you played well enough. Like you made sure like this wasn't a buff squad, so you showed up, annihilated them, and then you decided. But I was able to keep the one guy alive, which he might have died to your one shot.
Yeah, the Gaze of Grungy, and I probably would have had the Aethermatic Volley gun in range too, but that's kind of like super last minute check.
Right. Now, that wouldn't have altered the score too much because all the things that showed up were outside of the 6 inches.
Because of how,
exactly.
Yeah, you kind of had it covered. So I gotta figure out, I gotta play tighter and play more of the objective game instead of just the kind of have fun kill game.
Right.
I think.
Well, going to this game, I knew I was never going to be able to catch you, other than the Marauders, because of how fast they are. They could pretty much catch anything they want in the game unless they roll like a 1 or a 2 or a double 2 on a charge.
Yeah, well, like, I'm pulling off the stuff that I want to pull off with the Kharadrons. It's just I think what it is I have to start caring about winning.
Okay.
Like it's not like I'm not trying to win. I am trying to win, but I think it's trying things out and killing stuff.
Yeah.
Has too much value in my playstyle right now.
Well, obviously there's a lot of hitting power or firepower with the what's it called? Kharadron Overlords. Like your first couple turns, I was. Yeah, again, trying to do the math in my head for a lot of the stuff. Like, you were just killing way, way too much of my stuff. Like, they should have still had like 5 or 6 models left. These guys, they probably should have died. Oh, the amount of models I had left over here, I should have had a little bit more because of the 5 up. This was a little bit more average, but then they ran away to Battle Shock. Whereas over here, a little more wonky. Like, I should have had a couple more models left in the end. And then, once you started hitting my other things, that's where my durability kicked in.
Right.
Yeah.
So
like
this is
way over the top.
Yeah, so this is the third game I played with him. So now I think I understand the core of the list fairly well. Now I have to start working on what buffs to give where.
Right.
Because it's so many dice. I feel like I rolled super bad in this game. And I don't know if I actually did if you average it out, but I feel like I probably did.
Well, if we played, there was a lot more game to play in the second half, a lot more dice rolling, so that's probably why I felt that way.
Yeah.
But I remember in the beginning, I'm like, yikes, this is pretty bad. I'm just getting absolutely annihilated with shooting. And then you got the double turn, I'm like, this is rough. But I was lucky to have all of that stuff, and the Marauders were quick enough to get over here, and they failed that charge, but I was lucky to get the double turn.
Yeah, understanding your army, how it works, and again, like I got to get better at Age of Sigmar objectives. The trees are cool, and the summoning stuff is cool. Like this is all a pretty learning experience for me.
Right.
I probably should have went first, and moved up, and just tried to crumple the Marauders immediately.
Yeah, I was worried about you shooting the Marauders right away. So I was worried you were going to take the first turn and target the Marauders.
Yeah, well, you would have had the bravery on them, so I wouldn't. But I could have crushed most of that unit with shooting pretty easy, I think.
You probably
so
would have been
in
able to,
retrospect, maybe I should have done that. It was fun to try a different Skyport, but I think no matter what, like I'll probably try one or two of the other ones, even though I don't love the look of the rules. I think Zilfin will be the one I go with.
Gotcha.
But I got to try some other stuff out before I go back into the Barak Zilfin spell in a bottle Aether Chemist.
Because
I mean,
I often find I'm the same way. I find one thing honestly, I really enjoyed this Maggotkin list. I would have a blast just playing this for the rest of forever.
Yeah, well, like it'd be a slightly tweaked list. I wouldn't need to bring 2 warscroll battalions. It was kind of fun, but whatever. But you want to make sure you got first turn, so I could build a list that probably will go first.
Right.
But it's the turn 1 with Barak Zilfin where you fly high in the hero phase, so you can pop your spell in a bottle in the hero phase.
Right.
And the movement phase comes and you fly high again to get out of dodge, and just the Skaven thing goes off twice.
The Skaven endless spell, yeah. It goes off when you cast it, and I think it goes off every movement phase as well.
Yeah, I think so. So that, I mean, like, I gotta get better with the list before I try that to Matthew once, and then.
Have you not tried that yet?
I didn't do the Skaven one. I tried the other one.
Okay.
And it didn't really, the way he was spread out didn't work fantastically, but I think the Skaven one's probably the way to go.
Well, the Skaven endless spell, the Warp Lightning Storm,
Yes,
is like crazy powerful. Its range has been cut in half, and it's still like crazy good. It was way too powerful before, though.
Yeah, I get around part of the whole range thing by
yeah, just flying forward, flying backwards.
just flying high.
Yep.
Well, like turn 1, I just deep striking your zone wherever you left me room. Then I cast it. Then I just teleport back out.
Right. Well, for an example on that one, folks, if you're not familiar with that on the spell, I was playing against poor Case once, and he was playing Kharadron Overlords, but this is before they got their new book, and you would often just turtle around your Aether Chemist that had the one command trait that let things reroll. I think it was either +1 to hit or reroll, hit rolls of 1. So this is before the Skaven nerf 2 to the endless spell, and I just kind of casted turn 1. I put the triangle right around like 80% of his army, and I did like 30 mortal wounds or 40 mortal wounds or something right away, and it was kind of over just off the one spell. So I was kind of happy to see that nerfed. And, thanks, shout out to Case for being the test dummy of that one.
Oh, poor Case.
Yeah.
In this case.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun with the KO still. There's some different stuff I want to try, but I think obviously like this is going to be the core list I really play with. So I'm curious about some other lists and builds that people have.
They're super weird to play against. The dynamic of the game changed greatly because once you started jumping all over the place, I realized, oh yeah, I can't actually hurt the boats. I'm just going to run to the objectives and just hopefully not die.
Well, yeah, and I mean there's certain abilities like the little navigator can just call an Aether Storm. I don't think there's a range on it. I think he's just like, there's a storm, pick something with fly and make it awful. Because yeah, I get bonuses for stuff that flies, targeting it, but I also get bonuses fighting stuff that doesn't fly because I can disengage and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Aether Storm. Pick one enemy unit within 36 in the hero phase, visible. 1 to 2, nothing happens. 3 to 5, have their move characteristic until your next hero phase. And then a 6, have their movement and D3 mortal wounds.
Is that a once per game ability or is that?
Nope.
Oh, that's rough.
You just keep doing it.
Oh, that kind of stuff is super annoying.
And he's also get the Dispel.
Oh, the automatic dispel? Or no, he can unbind.
He can unbind, and then he can also take the, I I think it's the orb or
The
whatever
orb
it is, the
automatically,
automatic.
yeah, which was crazy big here. But again, I got lucky and I got the, so you unbound the one, then I got the double turn and just got it off on the double turn. Not that it mattered because you never targeted them anyways, but that kind of spell, this 40-man squad all of a sudden becomes an 80 wound, 5-up rerollable save, and a 5-up to ignore damage for this like battle line unit. And then top that off with Blades of Putrefaction. Every 5 and 6 to hit is a mortal wound in addition to its normal damage. These guys get nuts.
Yeah, they're monstrous. Well, and knowing that, like if I ever see that again, I'll probably just take first turn and just shoot them off the board.
You want to try and do 21 damage to them because they keep all of those bonuses as long as they have a 20-man squad.
Yeah.
So you want to try and do 21 damage to them, and if failing that, if you get close enough to start shooting, they're probably going to be able to charge you afterwards. So you have to watch out for that, but still, very scary unit. Don't know how I feel about the list. I like the list, but it relies heavily on the Glottkin, who is very easy to kill, and 380 points.
Yeah, maybe I should just targeted him out right away. Like, I'm still learning the other factions.
Yeah.
So as I figure them out more and more, I think I'll get better and better with the KO. Because they got a lot of tools to do interesting things. There's a lot of information flowing.
Well, it's a ton of armies with a bunch of small, unique rules, like the Harbinger of Nurgle. Like, he's such an obscure, old fantasy model.
What book is he in?
Like, what book? Like, what do you mean book? Like, from fantasy?
No, from AOS.
Well, he's in the Maggotkin book.
He's in the Maggotkin book?
They included him because he's like, oh, this is an old model we kind of had. Let's just throw him some rules. He's like the most important part of the
linchpin for it.
He's like the most important part of the Maggotkin. Can you guys play without this guy? I've tried playing without him and I just get tabled like so quick. Like, I'm playing an Nurgle army. It doesn't feel like it. I'm just playing slow guys with a lot of wounds.
Yeah.
But this guy makes him feel like Nurgle. Maybe even running 2 of them, using the command ability and like having 2 different giant auras of it. Walking up the board could be a thing, but we only have the one, so.
Yeah, he dies quicker next time.
Yeah, he's got, well, I try to give him the relic that he gets to reroll. Oh, you know what, I forgot about the Blessed Sun exploding thing when they die, but that's only in the combat phase. Not that they die too much in the combat phase, but he could have.
Oh, okay.
When he did get knocked out in the combat phase. Did he die in the combat? Doesn't matter. Anyways.
No, I think he got shot. I can't remember now.
I can't remember either. But
maybe he had a bomb dropped on him?
No, you dropped the bomb on. He was dead before. He actually died to shooting.
Oh, did he? Okay,
yeah, he died to shooting because you drop bombs on my Blade Kings. I'm just curious. Do you guys play without him? Like, do you win? I used to do well when the Maggotkin book first came out. I didn't have this guy at the time, and I requested a bunch of stuff to be painted and built, and then he was added to the collection later. And the Maggotkin at the time they're performing pretty well. All the chaos stuff that had summoning for free, anything that had free summoning at the time were performing very well. Because it's like, okay, I got you off that objective, I can leave it now. Boop, no, Plague Bearers. Boom, Plague Bearers, right? And that's often how I win with these guys. They don't have a lot of hitting power, they just have staying power, and then I just summon on objectives. Just constantly keep summoning things.
I mean, yeah, you won the game. Do you feel like a winner? You didn't kill much.
I mean, that's where that big discussion comes in. Yeah, where it's just like I don't really feel like a winner.
Yeah, because I know you as a player like to kill stuff.
Yeah, I love killing stuff. I love being more durable than my opponent winning through attrition, but you can't do that against this kind of army. It's too fast, and I don't have any fly, so it's able to just disengage and shoot at me, fly high, go somewhere else. So I had to make the decision of whatever. If they can catch anything, they'll go kill it. But they're going to make sure as they do it, they're going to get to an objective every time they do it. So they're just going to keep going around this rock, charging and killing things until the game is over or until they die. And it was until the game was... Actually, no, they died, technically, before my 5th turn. But they helped carry me by making that long charge over here, though it took a double turn to get. The early double turn you took, do you regret it, or do you think it was a good call? I think it was a good call.
I don't think it was a bad call. I think the only thing I regret is just my target priority, but it's being unfamiliar with your army.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like the early double turn. All it did was allow me to get a double turn that corrected my awful rolling in my 2nd turn.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all it did. But it was nice to have. It was a wild game. It was double turn, double turn, double turn, all in a row, and then you got to keep the 4 to 5. Anyways, rambling. Yeah, this game was weird. Kind of like as we were recording it, I didn't really know how I felt about it.
Yeah, because I haven't played a ton of AOS, but Luka was saying the whole time, like, this doesn't feel like AOS.
Well, yeah, it feels like a different kind of game because I'm so used to, if I'm playing Maggotkin, the goal is to run to the middle, and honestly, you're typically fighting another close combat army, so it's just a big grind. You don't want to get stuck fighting I love playing any army that you do not want to get stuck fighting, because you're just going to slowly win that fight. And you see that in all the armies I play.
Yeah, you like the weird, like, attrition kind of grind armies.
Anytime I can, I want to play attrition. I don't know, something about that. It's like, it's frustrating for my opponent, kind of throws them off, and they'll make bad decisions every now and then too, just out of desperation to kill certain models.
I like to play attrition by shooting you to the point that you can't play attrition anymore.
Yeah, right.
That's how I win the attrition game.
Yeah.
I like the big alpha strikes, and I like the mobility and shooting. Like, this is definitely a very me army. I just gotta figure out how to play it. Because the ogres are fun, but they're so. Well, I mean, like, there's some nuances, but they're idiot simple the way I played them.
Right, they just rush forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 8 inches towards the closest unit and charge.
And hopefully I just win that fight.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And cool, I don't have to learn your army rules if I beat you to death.
Well, it's kind of the same philosophy with these guys, right? Like, I'm just gonna show up, I'm gonna try and annihilate you with shooting, and hopefully that's enough to win the game. In this case, these guys prove to be very durable. So that's the main reason I like to play attrition-based armies. Well, 2 reasons. That you typically never get shot off the table or killed right away.
To clarify, he proved to be very durable.
Yes.
And his aura. Without him, your army just died really fast.
Well, the army, I honestly, in my opinion, without him, the army's just crap. Like, it doesn't, like, sure, like, these guys will still hit just as hard, but they're incredibly easy to kill at that point. I'm super surprised the Blight Kings do not have disgusting resilience. I know they're not demons, but...
Well, they got 4 wounds. They're tough boys. Like, they got a lot of wounds.
But their points still represented, though. They have a lot of wounds, but it's just a 4.
Yeah, but nobody rolls as many 5-up to ignore. Like, nobody has a 50 to 70% chance of making your 5-up rolls like you do.
Right. It's true. I rolled rather well in the Morbid Vigor for this guy in this game.
I wonder, because I wonder, I'm thinking about lists and all that, because, like, my go-to fun ogre list, even though I played it, like, once or twice, is the shooting ogres, the underguts.
Yeah.
But I wonder what would happen with underguts facing this.
Well, I dare say these guys have much better shooting.
Yeah, they do, but the underguts can just target him out as a character. Like, it'll be 8 cannonballs, hopefully, trying to hit him on 4s.
Well, I mean, these guys can do the same thing.
Their cannons,
It's like the exact same.
But it's not 8 cannonballs. It's not.
But it could be.
Well, there's like 2, 3, 4. That's
4.
half as many.
I suppose, yeah. Well, let's do the math then. You know, quick math. We're at the. If you want to end the video here, folks, we're just gonna be rambling. You got 8 cannonballs, right? You're hitting on 4s. You got 4 hits, and then you got 3 wounds ish, maybe 4. What's the rend? 2?
2. Yeah.
He's got a 6-up rerollable save. I might make one of those, and then 2 go through for 2d6 damage. 7 wounds. He dies unless I get to go first and get Morbid Vigor off, which then he lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'd survive the volley if I go first. If not, he'd probably dead.
Well, I mean, then I can shoot him next turn. Like,
That's true. Yeah.
I also have the.
But then all of your shooting went into him on the first turn.
Well, the cannons do. The cannons are there
yeah.
to kill monsters and things.
Right. So
I wonder. I want to play that list again.
Yeah. For me, this is definitely like a fun. I don't even know what a competitive Maggotkin. I don't think it's anything like this, but this for me has a lot of the pieces that I like to see in a list. So I would definitely enjoy running something like this again. There's a couple Bone Reaper lists I'd like to play for competitive based games. The one of them I haven't yet to try, so I'll try that out one day. It's supposed to have some good defenses against shooting, which is a weakness that Bone Reapers typically have. When this army first came out, it was like me versus Steve, and then Steve, I got lucky, I made a lot of my saves. Like he tried to go for an alpha strike and then hit my lines, but I think I was playing Petrifax Elite actually, so I at the time made a bunch of saves and then just charged all his boats and killed them. And then,
That's sad.
And then everyone online was mean to him and he stopped playing them. You guys gotta be nicer. Anyways, that is it for this game, folks. I'm exhausted. This was a very long, grindy game of me just trying to grab objectives and survive while Josh is desperately trying to kill off my forces.
It was me throwing
hundreds of dice.
Hundreds of dice that rolled 2s, and I just sighing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you killed a giant portion of my army. So I want to say, you probably, if you were to tally up all the rolls throughout the game, you probably rolled pretty average. It's just a lot of the good rolls were in the beginning half.
Someone wanted them.
You wanted them against the more durable stuff, I guess?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I gotta figure out how to get more rerolls. I want to play 40k. There's auras and rerolls and everything everywhere.
Everything's crazy.
No
efficient.
fun.
0 fun.
No point in rolling dice, really.
Pretty much
it's
everything
just for
hits.
show.
Yeah, everything hits.
Everything hits. Everything wounds. We're playing Math Hammer.
Yeah. You know what? I've always wanted to play that for 40k. I don't know about Age of Sigmar. Everything is the exact average every time, no matter what. You just roll the odd dice. If it's like 3.5 hits, well, you just roll then the misses, so it's 3 hits. And then average saves, average wounds, average amounts of damage, average amounts of ways to ignore damage, all that weird good stuff. And I want to see it'd be very boring after a couple games, but it'd be kind of fun to do once. Anyways, folks, I'm going to let you get back to your day. This video has been long enough. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the battle report. Point out anything you noticed down below that we might have done incorrectly, as we always learn best from people pointing out those mistakes. But make sure, maybe reference page numbers and good sources.
Timestamps are cool.
And timestamps are absolutely the best, because maybe we just don't show what we're doing properly, and
it's easier for us to reply back to comments if you timestamp.
Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions. Maybe like cut a clip early, or like we'll be discussing something off camera that we forget to mention on camera, and we quickly just go do something, and then that happens every now and then. Anyways, get back to your day. Happy wargaming, everyone. Toodles. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget, paired with it is a 2,000 point game of Age of Sigmar, where Luka and Josh are going to be playing a 2,000 point game of the Bone Reapers here. This is a different take on a list that I run a couple of weeks ago with a little bit more protection on Catacross, going up against the Underguts, a very, very heavy shooting-based gunpowder ogre list. We'll see how well the Bone Reapers can do against probably one of their biggest weaknesses. If you're not a Vault member and you want to check this game out, click on the link down below to get yourself that 7-day free trial. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and happy wargaming.